Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Zionism, and then there was Zoroastrianism. And then I studied. It was a lot of isms, Gnosticism. I've studied a lot of stuff.
So
So,
when you say you're a child of God, what does that mean?
uh, so I am a physical embodiment of my spirit or of consciousness. Because to me, so this is subjective. To me, God is consciousness. God, everybody has a consciousness. So consciousness itself is everywhere. It's even inside things that we think that are inanimate, like trees or rocks. Consciousness is genuinely inside of everything.
So you're a
And so,
child. You're a child of consciousness.
correct,
No,
correct.
no. Consciousness doesn't have children.
Why not?
Consciousness is something. It's it's not a god, but I just don't know why y'all call consciousness a god. Consciousness is something that's uh I would say things that are living are consciousness. Like it's something that happens uh in the brain. And so if you're dead or if you're unalive, then you're not conscious. And I don't think you're I don't think consciousness is God, because God is something mutually exclusive. It's not
So can
well,
I ask you a question?
it's not well because consciousness is in all living things. Therefore, consciousness is God. That's not how that works.
So let me ask you this, right? Because when I talk about what is God, well, you're an atheist.
But I do know what God is, though.
So what is God? So let me ask you that. What do you see
God's
God as? Or
Gods with an S at the end.
yes.
Gods are men in the sky.
So you're talking about the Elohims. Answer this. Hold on, I nuanced. Answer this. Where were you before you at Cussard? What? Okay, I'm gonna just go back to
Um,
what you said, Black Atheist. I was reading what the comment said. Um, when it comes to consciousness, right? Because consciousness is not uh the brain. It's a part of the brain. It goes consciousness is light, right? So there was a lady who
no,
actually pardon?
no, consciousness is not light.
That's not true. It's actually written and documented that consciousness is a
That's
form of
that's
light.
the word I was that's the word I was looking for, but I don't think I was gonna pronounce it right. I was gonna say emergent, but it's not emergent, it's emergent. But anyway, um yeah, so you don't practice. I'm just trying to clarify, you don't practice any religion.
No, because I believe religion is a tool to control. It is a step towards spirituality and is a step towards knowing who we are on a inner level because our life is really intertwined with the mind, psychology, emotions, and how we move in our daily life, our thoughts and our actions. So with that, that's how I'm really looking at everything now. So when it comes to religion, like I don't subscribe to any religion. I call myself a child of God or Elohim because what you said is true. God's plural, Elohim, right? That's true. So what you're saying is true. So yeah.
But that's what gods have always been.
Yes, I agree.
So one of us is using that word wrong.
Well, maybe
Because
not
if
wrong. It's
no,
more
because
of
if
a
gods wherever you go, wherever you go in history or wherever you go at on this planet, people have always they've always had their terms that they use to describe these things, these uh
correct.
these men and women that they have in the sky, or these these supernatural beings that they put human faces on. Are we
I
tracking?
agree. Are you familiar with Carl Jung?
Who?
Carl Jung.
No.
So Carl Jung, he was a professor and I believe he was a psychiatrist. He made two books called the Black Book, and then there was the Red Book, and then there was some other books, Symbolism for Man and stuff like that. And what he said was based off human psychology, our unconscious mind is already ingrained with religion imagery. And that's for every single body. Reason why I say this is because although that we may not be religious, my bad, I'm shaking right now because I do get excited when I'm talking about this stuff. So when it comes to like religious imagery, right? Carl Jung said that for men, our God, right, quote unquote, will be a woman, and then for women, it will be men. The whole idea for that is understanding the different energies of what we are supposed to ingrain into ourselves. Yeah, everybody talking down. I mean, it's fine. Y'all may not understand. I've studied certain stuff, so y'all not gonna
Okay,
understand where I
so
come from.
yes, we do. Because it's gonna be hard to have this conversation with you because you're using the word God wrong. This is for people who are using the word God to refer to their man or men or women or woman in the sky. That's not what you're calling consciousness God. You can't have this conversation because you're using the word wrong.
All right. Well, if I'm using it wrong, or you think I'm using it wrong, that's on you, man. I just
Because the
hop
word
down and
because the
I'll let
word
somebody else come up here.
or just use the word correctly.
I mean, I really am because
No, you're not,
God.
because consciousness yesterday, okay, there's a live that I host. There's a live that I host where I tell people your God is not real. And I tell them your God is either your God is a myth, it's a gap of information, or it's a label that you're putting the label God on things that are not God's, or because you don't have an answer to something, you call that ignorance God, or your God is one of these um, supernatural beings that humans have created. Those are the only three. Those are the only three categories of a God. Yours would be the label one. You are using the word God as a label for consciousness when consciousness can be explained. It can be explained, it can be broken down without ever calling it God. Therefore, it should be explained and broken down without calling it God, because God is something mutually exclusive. And if everything is God, then the word means nothing. Are you tracking what I just if consciousness is God, and then love is God, and the universe is God, and energy is God, God is nothing. Because we have nothing to pin God down to, because
How would God
everybody's
be
using.
nothing if God would be every single thing?
That's
See,
what I'm trying to
this
tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If God is everything, then God is nothing. Because if a
so you're
pile of
saying
shit,
God is no thingness, as in
I'm saying I'm literally explaining it to you the simplest way possible. Because if you think that, okay, is God the universe, or is God consciousness? Which one is it?
consciousness,
Okay.
because the universe is conscious as well. It was created.
Okay, watch this. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So,
Sure.
do you believe you have do you pray to God?
Yeah, actually, I do.
Do you talk to God?
Yeah,
Does your God talk back?
yeah.
Okay, let's hear it. Go ahead.
Hello. You asked for him to talk back?
I don't hear it. How you know it's a he?
I said you asked for him to talk back
How do you know it's a he?
because he's right through me.
He is right through you.
The spirit is. You see, my physical form is a man.
What is not a God?
What is not a God?
How do we differentiate between something that is God and something that is not? What isn't God?
You can't really say nothing is not God because everything is God. But when it comes to certain actions are not of God. That's how I can put it.
Certain actions are not of God.
Correct.
Based on what?
Based on human morality.
So human morality comes from
Yeah, I mean,
your God, which is consciousness.
no, I mean, I'm pretty sure human morality should come from everybody. It comes from within. Every person should have a divine human morality within themselves.
Why did you? Okay, how are you going to answer these questions if your God is not? So let me ask you this: Does your God? What does your God? What can your God do right now? What can it do?
What do you mean? What can it do?
Like you and I having a conversation right now. What can your God do? Like in
What do you want him to do?
that's
Or
what
what do
I'm.
you want it to do?
I don't
What do you
believe in
want
a
the
God.
spirit to
You
do,
do.
bro?
I don't believe in a God. You do. So I'm asking
That's
you.
fine. And that's fine. So let me ask, because I know for myself what it is. Let me ask you, what do you want?
Well, we've already established that one of us is using the word God wrong.
Well, then, if that's what we are, if that's what we established,
Yeah.
I told you before, I will hop down off the live and somebody else can come up.
And that's when I told you instead of hopping down, just use the word correctly.
No, because we just
You said no. I'm
you
not
just
going
said.
to use the word
So
God correctly. I'm
let me
going to
say that.
confuse. I'm going to confuse everybody and call consciousness God instead of using the word correctly. That's what you're literally saying.
I'm not saying that, but that's
That's
what
what you just.
that's what you are insinuating, right?
What? Okay.
What I am saying
You
is,
said God. No,
regardless of
stop.
the fact,
Stop. You said God is. You said God is consciousness.
regardless of the fact,
No.
relax.
Stop. You
Regardless
said
of the
God
fact,
is. You said God is consciousness. I
go ahead,
said no.
drop me.
I will. You said God is consciousness. I said no, it is not. And then I said you're using the word incorrectly because consciousness is not God. And then I asked you, I told you one of us is using the word wrong, and it's not me. And you said, well, if I'm using the word wrong, drop me. And I'm like, instead of using the word wrong and getting dropped, just use it correctly. And you said no. Well, that's why I said this conversation is not for you because you're using the word God to refer to something that is not God. It's not God historically. It's just not God. Consciousness is not God. But I understand why people would call. I don't know. It's like taking an extra step where you don't need to have one. Because if I call something that is not if I call something that is not God, I'm being like I can call myself, spiritual, or I'm like I have a higher knowledge or no, you don't. You're using the word wrong to be way more spiritual than you need to be. Because consciousness is not a God. Gods are men in the sky. Always have been, always will be. That's what they are. And if you yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know if Jesus is God or the Son of God. I honestly don't know. Depends on who you're talking to. Yeah, but everything can't be God because I don't know. It's just stupid. Even if you don't want to use the word the way it's supposed to be used, at least use it the way that the um, yeah. Stupid. Yeah, but y'all tap the screen. We'll get it to we'll get it up. Tap the screen to let's say 5,000. Oh, thank you. I ain't even got my little sound thing on. We'll tap the screen to 5,000. Share the live out if you can. That's what I was gonna say. Consciousness is like awareness, I guess. I don't fucking know, but it's something. It's not. You can't be a son of something that happens to in your brain. You can't be a son of that. Like I don't. But over on YouTube, hit the thumbs up on the live stream, or if you're new, share. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Yeah. So basically, I'm asking people who. It is an internal critique, unfortunately, but I'm asking people who believe in an actual God, not if you believe that. Like, imagine if someone said water is God, but water is not God. There can be a God of water, but the water itself is not the God. No, gods are these supernatural beings that humans create in their minds, and they put their faces on them and they put them in the sky to it's like a deification of the culture. That's what a god is. Or you give nature human-like qualities. It's called anthropomorphizing nature. And so basically you give like the weather. You would give the weather like a human. You would give this supernatural being that controls the weather. You would give him a face and a name, and he has emotions and stuff like that. And that is where you get your God. But yeah, the gods humans have worshipped are they have faces, they have families, they have pantheons, they have lesser deities and stuff like that. So Carl, how old are you? Or do you know you're up here? No. Why did you drop down if you requested up? I'm not understanding.
Hi, hello?
How old are you?
I'm 47 years old.
You know, you sound just like that guy in the picture.
Really? Yo, you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that really means a lot to me.
Is that off My Name Is
The Mike Killer, the #1 dick spinner. I like women.
I can't think of the show's name.
It's Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Cause we are the Aqua Teen. Make the hunger say,
Yeah, you know what I mean. Meatwad is my best friend. Shake Master is my bitch. you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what's your argument for there not being the existence of a god?
I don't know. But basically, so the conversation is I'm asking the question, does human free will override God's love? basically I'm saying like, okay, if the religious person tells you that God loves you and he wants to have a relationship with you, someone having a bad day, someone being drunk driving, or someone just being out of their mind can cut all that shit short. Someone else's free will can override. Like, let's say God loves you and his purpose for you is to become the president of the United States. Someone else's free will can literally override that. Or let's say God's plan for JFK was to be president and not get assassinated. I'm just giving you an example. Someone else's free will changed the course of his plan for your life. Or I guess it should say, does human free will overrides God's plan for you? Because, you know, we always talk about, they talk about, you know, predestination and, you know, before you were born, I knew you and all that shit. And so just think about, like, what if God had an amazing plan for me and I'm following his word and his teachings and I'm being a good servant for the Lord. Someone else can override that and just get in the way of his plan for me and get in the way of his love for me. So that's why I'm asking, does that really happen? If that is the case, then like I would just put it on you. Like, if your plans was to protect your family no matter what, would you, if you could stop it, would you allow something to get in the way of that? I would say no, I wouldn't. And then it's like, well, I just want people to hold their God to that same standard of, like, what would you do in a situation where you could prevent something or stop something that would get in the way of what your plan was in the first place? Would you let it stop you? Like, no. Or like, what is the benefit to loving a God if you loving the God means nothing when the bad people come? No, I'm not a God. Gods are men and women in the sky. That's not me. So people who call themselves gods don't know what a God is. It's not the term of endearment. It's not the flex that people think it is. It's not a spiritual conscious thing to call yourself a God. That's just a weird way of complimenting yourself, but it's not a compliment because gods are fictional. They're fictional, they're made up, they don't exist, they don't make sense. A lot of them have terrible stories, terrible, like go and pick a God and just study what it did. You'd be like, what that don't even make sense. But yeah. And then the second one is, what is God's obligation to you in this life? And so I would just say, like, you know, oftentimes we talk to people all the time and they say what they are doing for the Lord. And we talk to them and we, you know, if you were to ask a person, well, what is your obligation to your God? They tell you. And I'm just like, okay, well, what is his obligation to you? And then they'll say, well, he doesn't have to do anything. My God doesn't have to do anything for me. And I'm like, well, how do you know he's real or doing anything if he doesn't have to do anything? How are you able to falsify that or put that to the test if that's what you believe in? And you can't. And so it boils down to you're literally believing like whatever God is forced upon you or indoctrinated upon you, you're just gonna believe it, because there's not even a way for you yourself to falsify or prove your God. You can't even prove it to yourself that your God is real because he doesn't have to do anything. So it's like, how do you know he's there? Does he have to talk back? Like, what is he required? What is your God required to do for you that would allow you to believe that he is there? What does he have to do? And if you say nothing, then it's like, okay, well, you can't even say that it's real because you have no way of demonstrating it to yourself. Because if you say, well, my God is real because or like, let's say, or my God is real because I got into an accident and I survived. Okay, what about all the times people get into accidents and don't, like, is he required to save people from accidents? Is that how you know he's real? And if you say, yeah, okay, well, why doesn't he save them? And if you say no, then you can't use that to say he's real for you, because that's not even that's not a standard that you hold him to. You can't say my God is real because he did this for me, and then he doesn't do it. He does it one time and doesn't do it again. So that's why I'm like, what is the guarantee? What are you guaranteed from your God? What is his obligation? And if you say nothing, then you're just a slave. Because if I ask you, or if I ask a religious person, what is your obligation to God? What is God guaranteed from you? They'll have a long list of things. They'll say all type of, they'll tell you, like, damn, you working overtime for the Lord. And that's fine, but you're either in a relationship with your God or you're a slave, and it cannot be both. And the only way that you are not a slave is if he is obligated to you the way you are obligated to him. And if you say he's not obligated to you because you're going to die and go to live forever, then you're a slave. You're going to be a slave in this life just to go to heaven, and your reward is to be at his feet. You have to worship and praise him on earth, and give all of your life to a God, and the reward is to praise and worship him for eternity. And I think that's a crazy way. That's a crazy thing to accept.
What's up, brother, man?
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Are you do you believe in any God at all?
Of course, I'm a Muslim.
What is you're a Muslim?
Yes. And what I want to know is what's wrong with being a slave to God? What's wrong with being a slave to God?
Yeah. So when you're okay with being a slave.
No. I said slave to God.
Yes. When you're okay with being a slave to a God.
Okay.
You got a lot of transmission in your background. Yeah. When you're
How about now?
You don't hear all that noise in the background?
Still?
It sounds like you're in a cathedral hallway or something.
Nah, it is. But I'm gonna try to mute it every time you're speaking.
Yeah. So you said, what's wrong with being a slave to Allah? Well, that's just it. If I would just say, when you are a slave to a God, you literally, like, there's no benefit to doing that. You're being a slave, and it's like you believe that the God loves you, but he doesn't have to show it. You believe that God will provide for you, and he doesn't have to if you're a slave. Because if you're saying, well, if I were to ask you, well, what is the benefit to me giving my life to Allah while I'm living? Not at the, I don't want to think about death yet because I'm alive. While I'm living, what am I guaranteed by giving my life to Allah? You would say nothing.
No, you already, by living alone. By living alone, there's nothing you could
living
give
a
back
life,
to.
living a life where you're starving, living a life where you're barely holding on, living a life where there's always famine. People are getting BOMBs dropped on them as we're speaking. People's children's are being like, do you understand that that's not a life to live where you know, someone comes into your room as a child and they assault you. That's not a way to live.
No, and that's what I'm saying, right? If let's say there was
so your answer was you get to live, and I'm trying to say, what type of life is that to live where you have a God and you're still being abused and you still have like left and right? You don't know which family member you're gonna lose today. You don't know who gonna come in your room and touch on you. You don't know if you're gonna eat tonight. That's not a way to live if you have a God.
Okay, look, right? You and I is the proof of what I'm saying. 300 years ago, if you and I woke up with this skin we have, we would have been slaves. Today, we have the ability to preach whatever we want to say. We have the right to our opinions. We have the right. That means we can evolutionize. But the thing, evolve. But the thing is, you can't have that with God because you're never going to be above where He puts you in your life. And meaning, if there's a condition between me and God, that means I'm a demigod or something because I have conditions. There's no condition between Him. I don't, what do you call it? I can't expect Him. I can't say, okay, God has to love me for me to worship Him. I can't say He has to give me the best life to worship Him. That means I'm putting conditions between, with my worship. And that's not slaving. And slavery is when you have no conditions. You just do what you're told. And yes, God has that right upon any human.
What is your race?
I'm a Black African American.
Okay, so did you? And I was telling. Well, I've been trying to get people to read how the people of this God, how they speak and how they talk in the Torah. And if you go and read the Torah, it's Genesis 28, and it's verses 20 through 22. This is Jacob talking to the God of Abraham, which is the God of Islam. And at the end of that chapter, he literally said, God, if you help me on my journey, if you give me food, if you give me garments to wear, if you protect me, then you will be my God. And so that is a requirement. That was a standard that Jacob held Yahweh to in the Torah. And then I hear you speak and you saying, well, I don't have to, you have to be okay with where God puts you at in life. That's not what the people of the Torah, like Jacob, that's not what he thought.
But what I'm trying to tell you is those books, we also know as a Muslim, that's why I told you I'm a Muslim. We also know those books have also been corrupted. So as we know, if I'm telling you this as I'm not a prophet or nobody, whatever the prophet, because mind you, there were prophets who were born in slavery. There were prophets who went through all type of things that a human can go through. Do you understand? There was a prophet with no children. Say that again.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you protect your children?
Of course.
Why?
Because they deserve that from me.
Why?
See, that's because they are my kids.
Okay, then hold God to the same standard you hold yourself. Mm-hmm. Would you, if as long as you're able and willing, I mean, as long as you're like you have your health and strength, will you protect your kids? Yes or no?
Of course. God also promised me that stuff, but I'm not saying
you are a person who protects their family.
Yes.
But you're okay with worshiping the God that won't protect you.
No, I did not tell you he won't protect me.
Is God required to protect you in y'all's relationship? Yes or
no? He's not required to do nothing.
Are you required to protect your children in y'all relationship? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm a human, and I'm a human and I'm a father.
Is God your father?
No, he's not my father.
God is not your father.
Of course not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If I was a Christian, I would have been telling you, yes, he's my father. And yes, what you would have been saying almost would make sense. And that's why I'm not a Christian. Because
so you're not a Christian because you don't want to hold God to that standard.
No, I'm not a Christian because Christians look at God as to be their father. And when you put it on that basis, everything you just said makes sense.
You know, the Quran has the Quran has punishments for those who reject the faith. You know that, don't you?
Yes. But
It
it
says,
also,
those who reject our signs fear the fire fueled by men and stone. That's what it says. That's what it says in the Quran.
yes, and let me ask you
So
something.
there's a punishment. There's a punishment for rejecting the faith. What is
Yes.
what is the benefit? What do you gain in reality for accepting Islam? What do you get?
Beautiful. That's in
Answer that question. What do you
okay.
get?
I get heaven if I do.
No, stop. Hold up. I said, what do you gain in reality by
In this
accepting
world?
Islam?
Okay, he told me, right? This world of mine that we living in is nothing. Is nothing.
That's not
Meaning-
true.
Yes,
Hey,
it's
if he's
nothing.
willing to, no, because if God is willing to, because like I just told you, there are punishments for not accepting Islam in reality. If you do not accept Islam while you are alive, there are punishments for that. If you reject the signs from Allah, it says, fear the fire fueled by men and stone.
Yes,
So that's a punishment that you're gonna get.
but that's after I'm dead. That you have to die in order to do that. You die.
So what is okay? So if there's a punishment for if there is a punishment, because when the Arabs showed up, when the Arabs showed up to conquer Africa, it was convert or die.
Then those people did not follow the religion, because in our religion it says there's no coercion in Islam. I'm going by what the book says. What you don't understand is,
Sir,
just because
humans. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. You have to understand that your God. Let me ask you this.
Good.
This goes to the last one. Do you thank Allah at all?
If of course every day.
What are some things that you thank Allah for?
For my life, for me to be able to work, for me to have this mentality that I have to worship him, because I could have easily been anybody else.
So you're thanking Allah for the mentality you have to worship him.
Yes.
That's it. What else?
For my life, and I just told you I had children. He gave me.
What about your life?
He gave me two beautiful children that I admire. You get what I'm saying? And he gave me purpose to life.
What else?
He also gave me an option to be able to do this. He also gave me the option. He gave me the option.
You literally are thanking Allah for him giving you the ability to worship and follow him.
Yes, because there's some people who don't listen. You see how I'm talking to you right now? I could have been someone who cannot speak or see.
Could you imagine if let's say like I don't even think you understand what you're saying.
No, I perfectly do. I'm trying to tell you.
What do you gain from being a Muslim that doesn't go right back to Allah? Because what you just said you're thankful for, it goes back to him. He still gets it. You just said, I'm thanking Allah because Allah gave me the mentality to give back to Allah. That's still him. You're thanking him for him doing no. What do you gain? Where he doesn't gain anything. Because I'm pretty sure, I know you're praying 5 times a day and you've given your life to Allah. That's you giving to him. What does he give to you where he doesn't gain anything in return?
Yes, if I expect.
What does he give you?
Hold on.
Wrong mute. Because if I ask you okay, what do you gain, or what does Allah give you? Well, Allah gave me the mentality to give back to Allah. That's not, you didn't win anything. You didn't get anything. No. You're not, and that's okay. If people see, I want, not me, I want them to tell other people that. To be like, hey, look, this is slavery. Do you want it? This is mental slavery. Do you want it or not? Tell people that. Don't be out here saying, oh, you know, Allah gonna love you. And no, he ain't. It's mental slavery, and there's no obligation, there's no requirement, there's no standard. Just be okay with this, and in hopes maybe if heaven is real, you'll get to go there. Just tell people that, because when they talk about the religion, they add all this extra shit to it. It's very simple: mental slavery now for spiritual slavery after you die. You get to be a slave on earth, and the reward is to be a fucking slave in heaven as a spirit with 72 virgins. And I'm like, no. There is no, this is not a, well, he said it, but most people don't think it is slavery, but it is. And the ones who do think it's slavery, they won't come out and tell you. Where's that lie where come and accept the slavery of Islam? That's what they need to say. Come and accept the mental slavery of Islam. Or come and accept the mental slavery of whatever religion they practice. Also, if you haven't got your heart meat, get your heart meat, get a rose, it count as $1 diamond. And tap the screen to 50K. Why do y'all get up here and there's so much background noise? Do you know you on a panel? Cool. Yeah. And basically what this is showing is, even if you think your God is real, it don't do shit. It doesn't do shit. It's not there's no guarantee. There's no guarantees. But there should be if it's a God. You see, it's actually a scam, because if you're required to believe it, but the God isn't required to do anything while you're alive and you get everything after you die, that's a scam. You finna be alive for damn near 90 or maybe 80 to 90 years. You're gonna be alive and you don't get nothing guaranteed to you from God. That's crazy. I go to sleep at night, gang. I don't know what you talking about. Yeah. But yeah, because this is the conversation that is what caused me to leave my religion. It wasn't no history, it wasn't no feel, bro. It was this shit right here. This is what I stayed up wondering about. This shit. I could not get over this shit. This is the shit I wrestled with when I was right my religious beliefs. It was this right here. Yeah. I just want like prime example. If you were to ask a person like, okay, what are your children guaranteed from you as long as you have your strength and health? What are your children guaranteed from you? Support, love. You know, they call me, I'm coming. They need my help with something. They need a question answered. They need protection. They want to, you know, come stay at the house, or they fall on hard times. If I can help them, I will. You know what I'm saying? Help them with whatever they need me to help them with. As they grow up and navigate life, I'm going to be there with them. 100%. That's a guarantee. They can believe that 100%. As long as I got my motherfucking health and strength, they can believe that. Well, okay then. How could you hold yourself to a standard that you hold yourself to a higher standard than you hold God to? Now, this is a human will tell you if I ask you, if I ask anybody, if I ask you, how many times out of 100 would you fight off the person that's trying to cause hurt, harm, and danger to your family? If you could beat his ass or beat her ass, how many times would you beat her ass for trying to cause hurt, harm, and danger to your family? If you could pick how many times would you do it? Everybody would say every fucking time that motherfucker try to play with my family is smoke. You ain't even, first of all, you're not even, you may not have the strength to do that. What if they come twice? They come when you 17 and then they come when you 90. But I guarantee you at 90, as old as you are, you gonna you gonna do what you gotta do. At 90, you gonna try. That's a higher standard than these niggas hold God to. They say God don't even have to try to do that. That's crazy. That's crazy work. That's crazy. To hold yourself to a standard, which is reasonable. That's an understandable thing to say. Hey, Black Atheist Ranch, as long as my family need me, I'm gonna be there. That's a reasonable thing to say. That's a understandable position to take. And then I ask you, okay, well, what does God have to do? Well, God don't have to do any of that because he's God. Nigga, that don't even, I don't get it. How old are you?
I'm over 21. Good morning.
Good morning. Do you believe in God?
Yes.
You can go in whatever order you want to go in. Can you see the last one? It says,
Are you selfish enough to thank God? I'd like to start with one, does human free will override God's love?
yeah.
Absolutely not. I think while we were yet sinners, God's love still abounds in us. He's a sustainer for us all. I think it's on us to find the grace and find the mercy in that. Yeah, but it never stopped his divine plan from coming into fruition for us.
Do you think God's plan for the children who get unalived at school by the school pewers, do you think that's God's plan for them?
Is that God's plan for them? Again, that's free will. That's a product.
Now, listen to my question. I'm not talking about in this moment. This is not about the free will of the shooter. This is about God's plan for the child. Do you think God's plan for the child that gets pew-pewed at school, do you think that is God's plan for them? Yes or no?
It was written. He knows our end from our beginning. So, I mean, it was written. We can argue that it's immoral, but it was written.
Is your name Courtney?
Correct.
This is not it's not a trick. It's a yes or no. You've already answered it, but I just want a yes or no. So do you think God's plan for the children who get pew-pewed at school, do you think that's his plan for them?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
It's unfortunate, but we live in a state of eternal damnation.
Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. If you could stop as many as you want to, you can pick whatever number you want out of 100. If you could subdue and prevent 100 school shootings, how many would you prevent out of 100?
I would prevent them all.
Why?
Do I have the power to? No, but I would prevent them
asked
all.
you, like, let's say you you're at the, we're gonna say you at the farmer's market, or you at the Kroger or the Wally World, you at Walmart, and you overhear this older white Army veteran who's lost his fucking mind. You overhear him whispering, saying, "I'm gonna fucking do it today." Those I can't say it because I don't want to get, they gonna think I'm actually saying it. But if you overheard him saying, like, "I'm gonna get those kids gone today," and then you follow him, like, you keep your distance, but you follow him out to Walmart, and he's still saying it, and it's like, well, let me get in my car and see if this nigga's actually about to do this. And so you keep a distance, but you follow him. He goes to his home, and you see him come out of his home with a fucking AR-15 and a bottle of Jack. He puts the AR-15 in the back seat, and he proceeds to drive, and you proceed to follow at a safe distance, of course. And you see him pull up to Better Hope Elementary School, go Wildcats, right? He get out his car. You see him get out the car, and it's an open parking lot, meaning you're in your vehicle. He don't know you coming, and you can just run his ass over and get it over with, and prevent him from stopping the school shooting. How many times would you run him over to stop that? How many times?
Personally, none. I would call on my God to intervene and intercede. So perhaps if there were, he was surrounded in this Walmart with believers.
You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm talking about. They hold themselves to a standard, and I'm pretty sure she's probably not 6'5", 240, but she answered the question earlier, but she said she would stop them all if she could. She had to backtrack because she seen where it was going, but people would do what they could to help those children every single time. And they would not hold God to the same standard. And there's a reason for that. It's because if you hold God to a standard and he lets you down, that might fuck up your ticket to heaven if you question your God and stuff like that. So they don't do that. They don't want to do that. They would rather worship a God who they believe is like, just imagine somebody like you adolescent, you 10 years old, and they indoctrinating you and spreading religion, and they say, we worship a God who has a plan for people your age to get shot at school. Come worship this God. Man, immediately we that would have saved us all. Saved me 20 years of my, I'm 56, but I was a Christian for 30 years. Would have saved you all that time if they would just tell the truth. And they don't.
Are we okay? Oh, good. She just came back in here. Courtney, are we fucking okay? That was rude. You know what was rude? What was rude was me having 3 kids in America that I worry about sending off to school every fucking day because somebody might take their weird, diluted ass in there and do a school shooting. And you just said I would be in the parking lot in my vehicle, perfectly capable of stopping the person that's about to go in there and unalive all them kids, but I wouldn't do it. I just pray, bitch, send your baby to school and sit there and let the nigga walk in with the pew pew and just pray. That's the type of shit y'all are trying to spread out over everybody else. And then nobody would ever do anything. They'll just pray. You sound like the bitch that came to my house yesterday and said that same stupid shit. Well, they was gonna die anyways. Fuck you. So bad. Fuck you. Fuck that guy. Fuck all the bitch I said the fuck all of y'all. Y'all are fucking weird. That just pissed me the fuck off. I worry about that every fucking day. Every day. I'm scared to send them to school.
And you can
bitches
drop me
like
back
you
down.
is in here talking about I'm just gonna pray. Fuck you.
Yeah, you could drop me back down, host, but that's what I just came up. I was like flabbergasted when she said it is God's will for kids to be unalive at school. And and it's written. So he wrote.
That's what she said. She said it's written.
Children to be unalive in a mass shooting, and she gonna sit in her car and pray. You could drop me back down.
I know. Because see, it's not, you see, because they got you fooled when they bring up the debaters. They call it the problem of evil, but it's not the problem of evil. It's the problem of evil that you would not allow, but you worship a God that does allow it. Because there is not a single thing, or for the most part, majority of these atrocities that happen, the people who worship God would not allow them if they could control it, they wouldn't allow it to happen. Even if they couldn't control it, if you had the chance, even if you're not a sniper, if you had the chance to unalive the person that's about to detonate on a school with hundreds of little black kids, and what you gonna do, nigga? Even if I ain't the best shooter, it might the recoil might hit me. I'm gonna try to take that person out. Okay, then. It's not just a problem of evil. You're allowing things, you're praising a God that allows things you don't agree with. That's the problem. It's not just the evil. It's you're a living, walking, breathing contradiction. What's up?
Hey, what's happening, fam?
What's going on with you?
Yeah, man, I just wanted to come up and agree with that young lady that was on before. I mean, she did drop a couple of F-bombs, but rightfully so. Come on, man. Anybody who is still pushing the idea of Christianity and God and prayer, and come on, man. Listen, man. It wasn't even more than a month ago that they found this young lady hanging so high up in a tree that it was just amazing, you know. And so anybody that's still pushing that shit, you should be shot in the face. Excuse me.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous now. That stuff is weakening us. It's done nothing but it's been a pacification at best. At worst, it's so destructive. It's so divisive. It's why there's a church on every corner in every block in most communities, Black communities, but not one has ever ever combined with one church or will ever combine with another church. It's divisive. There's 45,000 different, beliefs in just Christianity.
Yeah.
But more than that, it's harmful. It's destructive. I can tell you a real life story that I experienced last year where my mother passed away. I buried my mother in March of last year, a little more than a year ago. Now, she was devout Jehovah's Witness, but this is with regards to belief. And I like to make this point. It's belief that is the greatest deception ever bestowed upon mankind. 90% of Chinese people have no formal belief. 90 to 93% of Chinese people have no formal belief system whatsoever. And I think that it's because it's wasted energy. If you think about the wars that are still ongoing, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But, here's the bottom line. If you think that they were murdering us, raping our ancestors, hanging the women, the pregnant women upside down by their ankles, cutting their bellies open, and then tearing the babies out and stomping them, if you think that they were using our ancestors' hair to stuff furniture and their skin as leather, like they literally consumed Nat Turner, people, they ate him. Now, if you think that they were doing all of that and they simultaneously gave our ancestors the keys to heaven, you have lost your fucking mind. And you need you need more than just prayer. These people are still absolutely 100% trying to destroy us. And Christian nationals, the same God that you supposedly believe in, these Christian nationals will unalive a black family and burn not one, not two, but 3 crosses in the front yard. You hear me? Under the same God? And people are still, then the churches are full right now. And the churches are full right now. That is sick. That is sadomasochistic, I think. How can you push that same shit? I land.
Yeah. That's and when push comes to shove, the crazy part is, you know, we're praising and worshiping this God because of, they're saying that, you know, God loves us, God is going to protect us, God is going to watch over us. But when you hold their feet to it, he's not obligated to do any of that shit. So they're literally, it's a con job, and nobody actually cares. And they're okay with being conned because they'll tell you that God loves you, God protects you. And then if you ask them, okay, what is his obligation? Those same people would tell you he don't have to do any of that shit.
Well, if God loves us as black people, he loves white people more, because it is obvious that he does. They are oppressing black people and not the other way around. So obviously, God loves YT people more than he loves black people, because black people's plight under the same God is fucked. So he obviously loves YT people more. So why do not black people get it?
Mm.
And
we worship more. We have
black folks.
We got more churches in our neighborhood. We pray harder. More of us are Christian than they are. The churches in Europe are empty.
Yeah.
Them niggas atheists.
Yeah. Well, I always say, you know, black atheists, the bottom line is this. We as a society here in America are absolutely inebriated, intoxicated, just walking sideways, falling down drunk on belief. Belief is the greatest deception ever bestowed upon mankind. It is the Cerberus of the world. Are you familiar with Cerberus?
Mm-hmm.
Cerberus is the 3-headed dog that guards the gates of Hades. And each one of those heads declares that it is God. You know, and that is belief. You see, we're so drunk on belief here in American society, especially black folks, that we have pastors and preachers flying through the motherfucking church with red bottom shoes on, drunk on belief. Drunk on belief, bro. Yet it is the least effective institution in America. They just gutted the Voting Rights Act of 1964, gutted it over Dr. Martin Luther Jr. King's unalived body. They gutted it, folks. Is anybody listening to me? And the church put their hands together. They bowed their heads. They closed their eyes and they went to fucking sleep. It's ineffective. It's worthless. And more than that, it's wasted energy. You see, all of that energy that we've put into believing in some shit, we should have been putting into creating and building some shit. But we're so busy filling up the motherfucking churches instead of filling up the Black Business Enterprise or the Black Business Investment Corporations and building companies and building corporations. We have AI now and these tools. We can prompt AI to be the CEO of whatever company we decide. and let it build it for us. And we could just follow the fucking instructions. But we refuse to do that because we're too busy believing that God is going to deliver that shit to us. God is coming. We got to start building and creating, folks, and get out of and put our energy where it needs to be as a people. We are great. We are talented. We are smart, but we are not creating. We are distracted with belief and all kinds of other shit. While these people unaliving us, we should be building our own communities. We are the 8th largest country in the world inside of America. We got that much money, folks, in the Black community, and we know all of these things, but yet we don't occupy them. We don't execute. All we have to do is start creating, start wasting I'm going to stop ranting. I know I'm going on and on, but we got to stop wasting our energy on anything else but creating and getting good at that. We created the whole fucking world, at least with regards to civilization. We created that. That was created in Egypt. We just got to get back to it. We're too busy doing other shit.
What's good?
What's up, also?
Dude, when I was on your prompt, I was actually giving you a valid conversation, but you didn't back me up with your moderators.
Because you suck, bro.
I mean, you said it wasn't a debate.
It wasn't a debate, but the shit you said, you just, no.
Do you want me to lie or like go around it?
No. I want you to have a little more be more human. Be less of a mindless robot for a God and be more human. That's what I want y'all to do.
Well,
Is that so much to ask?
No. Well, I think we had a good conversation when I was first on it because we went over this.
It's only good when it's only good if we're being honest. The moment we start lying and we start caping for God, is not a good conversation anymore.
No, that's true, but I could say I didn't lie about anything. I gave you answers. They might have not been answers you wanted to hear, but I gave you answers. I didn't sugarcoat anything.
And I'm not supposed to be, I don't have to be okay with your answers.
Yeah, you don't got to agree with them.
Right. And I don't agree.
But I feel like, the conversation could have kept going. Because there's like a few things.
How?
I was taking.
You're okay with people starving. I'm not.
I never told you I was okay. I never told you I was okay with that.
Why do you pray to God?
Yeah.
You still worshiping God, and you know He's allowing children to starve, right?
I don't think it's Him.
You don't think it's Him?
Allowing it? No. Literally, it's life, bro. But then you guys asked me a question about
Bro, you were here when the girl was up here talking about her having a car accident.
I came later, but yeah.
You said out your mouth that she did a good job in defending her faith, which was your problem.
Which was she was getting called or going around here. She was getting called the B word.
And she should have been for what she said.
Yeah, but she got called a B word and she kept her cool. That's what I said. Good job for her.
And like I told her, the tone of what you say doesn't make it okay. That's what I told her yesterday. Just because you have a very like calm voice, that don't mean what you could be calm and say some fuck shit and still get hit in the mouth.
When it comes down to, because as you said before, I came up on your live and we talked, and your exact words to me was, "There's no right or wrong answers. This is a conversation, not a debate." Something along the lines of we as Black people need to speak on
I
this.
asked you, yes, that was why I asked, when I asked you, why are you a Black Christian? That's what I asked you.
No,
That's
that
the
was
part.
when I
That's
told
the
you.
part. That's the part. That's not. It's your answer for you to give.
So you told me, because you asked me a question. You said you mentioned slavery, and I told you an answer, and I said I'm sorry if I'm not able to defend it, or if it's not a good answer. And you said it's not a debate, bro. Like, it's a conversation. There's no right or wrong answers. That's what your words to me were.
In regards to what about slavery?
You asked me about the hit or misses. I got pretty good memory. Not gonna lie. Keep this memory sharp. With all MMA, it's kind of funny. But that's what you told me. And then you said it too. Forgot where it was. I know. I don't know if it was you who asked me this or one of your moderators, but you said if I had the ability to feed everyone, every kid, and would I do it? I told you, yeah, I'm not evil. And then you made it seem like I was saying, wait, so you're saying your God is evil? Well, I'm saying if I have access to feeding them, I'm not a divine being. I don't know his plans. So that's why, and then I got kicked because I said it was like a gotcha or a straw man.
But it wasn't a gotcha or a straw man.
I think the answer I gave you.
No one put words in your mouth.
You did.
No, you literally said it out your mouth.
That's not what I meant.
That's what you said, though.
Well,
I'm gonna ask you
yeah.
like I asked the young lady that was just up here, because she
What's
brought
up?
up, she wanted to talk about the first one at the top, and I'm gonna ask you: Is it God's plan for the children to get pew-pewed at school? Is that His plan for them? And that's a yes or no.
My bad. Talking to a coworker. No, it's not his plan.
Right. So why does He allow someone else's free will to get in the way of His plan for those children?
Because if you intervene on free will, then it's not free will.
He intervenes in the Bible.
If that's because He's allowed to.
He intervenes in the Bible.
And I just gave you your answer.
You said because of what?
Divine intervention. Like, He's not simply preventing you from doing something. The same way with the Israelites and how He gives them plans, He intervenes, but they can still go against it and go on their own path. Like, what do you mean? He's not preventing them from choosing. He makes paths for people, and then you could still deny it and do your own thing. It's shown countless times in the Bible.
He literally, according to the story, He literally flooded the entire earth because people were not worshiping Him.
No, because all the wickedness that was going on. It says that in the Bible. It says, like, in the days of Noah, all the wickedness that was going on.
What was the wickedness that was going on?
People were offing each other. There was also Nephilim. It says that in the Bible too. There was Nephilim at the time. Mm-hmm. It was the blood and the cries of his people. Mm-hmm. So he had to wipe, and Noah was the only pure righteous man at the time.
Did he intervene?
Did he intervene? Flooding the earth is not intervening.
Flooding the earth is not intervening.
Like a punishment. It's like a punishment.
Okay.
Are you saying
what is the punishment for, like, okay, so God would punish these people for, I don't know, whatever. He punished them for going against His law or whatever. These Nephilim and all that shit. He punished them and watch children get pew-pewed.
What are we talking? And He promises in His
talking about school shooters.
So the same thing as the flood is the same thing as in His second coming. It's just like the flood in His second coming. Meaning He's gonna come over and He's gonna wipe the slate clean.
Yeah. Well, you've already said that human free will overrides God's plan and His love for us. it gets in the way of that. I don't want to worship a God who allows the enemy's plans to get in the way of our relationship. I'm good.
Oh, if that's how you feel, I mean, like nobody's stopping you.
That is how I feel. I'm not. That's
exactly. So you prove my point. You can choose your own path. You prove my point.
Yeah.
So if anything, you're proving my point. You choosing your own path. You're choosing what you want to do right now, which is to go against God's will for you.
Brother,
I guarantee he has a plan for you that you don't want to do.
Right. But if God's plan for those children is to grow up, have a good life, you know what I'm saying? Be a doctor, be a lawyer, be the next LeBron James, or be the next philanthropist or whatever, or start their own business, have a big family, give back. If that's his plan for their lives, and then a school shooter can delete all of those children, that means that person's human free will is stronger than what God wanted for those other children.
It's not stronger, bro. It's not. I think I mean, I'm sure you do get what you're saying, but that's not what that means.
If it's not stronger, how does it happen then?
I just told you God doesn't intervene.
Yes, he does.
If you have,
brother, every single day Christians are thanking God for food, shelter, water, all type of things. They're thanking God for their homes and their houses and their cars. They believe that God is intervening and helping them every day, right?
And there's also Christians that aren't getting fed and aren't getting any of that. Yeah, so it's the same.
Okay, hold on. If you're saying right, then God is intervening according to the believer.
A blessing isn't intervening, bro.
Did God do it or did he not do it?
A blessing isn't intervening.
A blessing from God is not God intervening on your life.
No, bro.
What is it then?
It's simply just something that you received from worshiping him, bro.
You received it from him.
Yes.
And that's not him. That's not him intervening.
So tell me, okay, so with the same logic, right? What's going on with the Christians that are getting beheaded in other parts of the world, getting put in prison, and all of this stuff happening?
You said who getting what?
Christians being beheaded in other parts of the world, and all the Christians that aren't getting blessings and that aren't getting food. What about them?
That's what I'm trying to ask you.
And I just told you that it doesn't. You mentioned the plan, right? Which was if there's a Christian that's the entrepreneur or all of this stuff, and if God intervenes, right, or if somebody could overwrite their free will, like a school pupil, you said, how is that allowed? And I told you, just because it happens doesn't mean that they're intervening on his free will. An omnipotence, I think that's the word for it, knows your time, your end, and your beginning. So whatever plans he has for you, he knows that there's an end to it.
Brother, you literally just said that there are Christians worshiping God being mistreated in other countries. Why, if they have God on their side?
Because, as I mentioned before, suffering is, what's the verse for it? Suffering produces good fruits, or something along those lines. Along with prosecution is a sign of stronger faith. It literally says you would be prosecuted in my name.
Mm-hmm. And I'm saying, no, I don't agree with that.
Then don't. Nobody's forcing you, bro. You're getting, you see what I mean? I'm giving you the answer. You don't like the answer, so you're trying to get me to give you a different answer.
Well, this is what I'm telling you, because no one's forcing me because they can't. There are people who are being forced to be Christian. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about children who are indoctrinated growing up. They're instilling fear about this religion into them. And when push comes to shove, when you grow up and find out about all this shit, come to find out, a person like you would say, nobody forcing you to do this.
Because it's not.
Come to find out, God don't.
Stories of people
come to
leaving
find
the faith.
out, no. Come to find out, God don't have to help any of you niggas, and you were indoctrinated for no fucking reason.
Oh my. There is countless stories of people leaving saying I was an ex-Catholic, ex-Christian. I grew up.
I don't care. I don't care.
So your logic.
What is your obligation? What is God's obligation to you in the real world?
I answered your question. Do you remember you told me about this with Jacob?
What is his? Yeah. So what is his obligation? Let's go back to it. What is his
What verse
obligation?
should I read to you? What verse should I read to you?
No, I'm asking you about your personal relationship with God. What is he? Because if I ask you this, if I ask you the same question, you'd give an answer.
To inherit the kingdom of heaven, that's the obligation.
I said, what is his obligation to you while you are alive? Don't you see it says in this life, not the next one?
Then I just literally told me. I told you the verse, and now you're saying you don't want the verse, which is, does he not clothe?
Because you're talking about the kingdom of heaven. I'm asking you about
then
this
I mentioned being clothed and fed and all of that. I told you that verse. I already mentioned it to you. It's the same thing Jacob asked for, the same thing he said he would give us.
Is he giving it to you?
I mean, I'm getting it. I know there's other Christians on the world that aren't.
Which goes back to the bottom one. Are you selfish enough to thank God for what he's giving you and not other people?
I'm not selfish. I'm still blessing. And
you literally just said out your mouth, he's giving it to me.
And how is that selfish?
Because what about everybody else he's not giving it to?
Do you think that I ever suffered for me to be on the other hand of that?
Brother, that's not what I just said.
Listen, I heard what you said. And my answer to you is, do you think like I'm the only, that there's only Christians out there because they're getting blessed doesn't mean that they've suffered as well? So yes, you're going to thank God for the blessings you received. I don't get what you're asking. Should I be like, oh, I don't want that blessing because there's other Christians suffering?
So right now, what was the last thing you thanked God for?
My job.
Your job. So there are children right now worshiping and praising the same God as you, who are starving to death, who are being abducted, never seen again. All type of things we can't even imagine is going to be done to them, and they'll never see their families again.
Hey, grace in your suffering, you would inherit the kingdom of heaven, bro.
Right. So you want them to fucking die from the suffering and then get to heaven, and then what? And then fucking what?
Eternal, everlasting life, bro.
And like, what do they do? And what do they do in fucking heaven? They worship God all day.
They worship. Well,
at his fucking feet.
It's very subjective.
Hey children, hey fucking starving children, fucking 9-year-old girl that's about to get raped 100 fucking times. Hey, suffer and die from this shit now. And then after you fucking die, you get to go to heaven where your reward is to praise and worship God like a fucking mindless robot anyway.
Which is a place of bullshit. It's a place of belief. And Juicy, right in the middle of the word, belief is lie. And I'm going to tell you, Juicy, I'm going to talk to you for a second. Please give me an opportunity to talk to you.
Yeah. Let me just
Juicy, you've been completely and totally indoctrinated. I'm going to tell you how. When you were born and the doctor said the word God, you were being indoctrinated. Or a nurse maybe, or somebody in the room said that this is a blessed baby. You were being indoctrinated. When they put you in the baby seat and you glanced out of the window and you saw a cross on the top of a building, you were being indoctrinated. When they took you home and they put on the cartoon, or maybe the cowboy and Indian show, and there was a little church in the background, you were being indoctrinated. And when you became of age, whether you believed or not, they said, okay, now that you're of age, whether either you believe or you will go to hell. That's not a choice, bro. That's an ultimatum. That's first of all what happened to you. And secondly, a choice requires a selection. Like nobody came to you and gave you 4 different written constructs of men, whether it's the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, and the Emerald tablets, and said, you get these books to read and choose from who you will believe in. That's a choice. You didn't get that opportunity, good sir. And so now you've been embedded into the system all of your life, all around you. It's built into literally the language that you speak. You've been indoctrinated, good sir. And you know what? You're drunk on belief itself, not even indoctrination, not even your religion, just belief, because the program is to get you to be distracted with the greatest deception ever bestowed upon mankind, which is belief. You see, believers, you know, alcoholics have brown liquor, gin, and vodka. Believers have Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. It is the Cerberus of life. Belief is the Cerberus of life. It is the three-headed dog that guards the gates of Hades. It is belief that is the deception. 90 to 93% of Chinese people have no formal belief system whatsoever. None. And you know why? Because they know that it's wasted energy. It is fucking wasted energy, bro.
Well, actually,
you know how many people, you know how many wars are still being fought over what some fucking body is trying to believe in? You know, and it's just ridiculous how harmful and destructive and divisive it is. That's why you have a church on every other corner in your neighborhood, and not one has ever or will ever combine with the other. It is divisive at best. It's divisive. It's why the Christian nationals will unalive a black family and burn not one, not two, but 3 crosses in their front yard under the same God. If there is a God, he loves white people more than he loves black people, for sure. Get the fuck out of here with that belief shit. Go somewhere and help yourself, Juicy.
Which was the problem yesterday. You don't have no fucking, your humanity is not intact. It's gone. You're not a human. You're a mindless fucking robot for the God that you're not human, bro.
Because you're too busy trying to believe some shit.
Yeah. You're not a human. You're a mindless robot, and you just proved it. You can't put God to the side and be a human. Can't do that. Fuck them kids. Fuck those 9-year-olds, right? Fuck them. I'm gonna worship God. It don't matter what the fuck it don't matter what he allows to happen to those children. I'm gonna worship this nigga regardless. Why? Because that's just the nature of the fucking beast, I guess. You're not being a human.
Yeah.
A human would say, off of GP, I'm not worshiping this weird ass God because I humanize and I empathize with the people over there, with those humans, with those children. How the fuck can I sleep at night praising and worshiping a God that gave me a job and all this bullshit, and he ain't gave them shit?
And you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, sir.
No, you got it. It was going on.
And I'm going to tell you something, Juicy. Check this out. You know what? You and the more than 100 people that are listening in right now, and y'all tap the screen, please, because this is really important. But at 2:37 a.m. tomorrow morning, when you get up to pee, you're going to remember everything that I'm telling you. Everything. Because it makes sense. You're drunk on belief, bro. Step outside of belief and see where your life is. Understand that the written constructs of men have been around for all of 3,000 years. Let's give it 5,000 years, and we know they haven't been around that long, but let's give them 5,000. Men have been around for more than 300,000 years. The fuck you think we've been doing for 295,000 years, bro? We definitely have not been trying to focus on believing some shit. We went for knowledge land. You know, so many people have been trapped and stuck in belief land that they believe that because of the weather forecast, it's going to rain in the morning. But they forget that their mother is their mother. Their father is their father, their children are their children, the responsibilities are theirs. And what you need to know is that we all need to be in the kitchen cooking every day. And sometimes in the kitchen, that bitch is going to be hot and some of the shit in there isn't going to work, but we still need to be cooking, because either you will be cooking or you will be on the other side of the counter holding a plate looking for food. And sometimes even when you get ready to sit down and eat, hell, and enjoy your own meal, somebody's still going to be there that you're going to need to feed. And so you're going to always need to be continually cooking. And folks, we're not cooking anymore. We're so busy learning and believing that we stopped creating. You know, we created this whole motherfucking world damn near. This shit started in Egypt, in Africa. With civilization, we created all of that. It was all stolen from us, but we started it. We just need to get back to it, folks. Stop putting our energy in wasted places where it doesn't need to be. 90 to 93% of Chinese people know that the whole belief thing is a waste. They don't put their energy into it. Yet America is drunk on it. We're so drunk on it, we got pastors flying through the motherfucking church with red bottom shoes on, drunk, giving our money to them. Don't know what the hell we are. Because they teaching us that we're nasty, filthy sinners, that we're worthless to begin with. How can we create from that foundation? That we're so distracted with all of this shit that we stopped creating our own worlds, and we've got our own world. You know, we've gotten bad at creating, yes, because we haven't practiced it. We haven't done it. How can you have a bicycle parked in the fucking your garage, right? And you paid all of this money for this bicycle, but you never get on it and ride it. We don't create anymore as a people. We don't create. Stop trying to believe so much shit and stop actually trying to learn. We're the smartest people in the whole fucking world. We don't need their universities. We built their universities.
Can I reply? There's a lot. So I kind of tracked the key keywords, but I know the beginning part where you mentioned damn, man, now my brain stopped working. You mentioned China and all of these other places, and then no, you were talking about being indoctrinated. That's not, dude. You're saying that there's not countless stories, hundreds of stories of people walking away from their faith because they were indoctrinated. Hundreds of stories of people saying, "Oh yeah, I was Catholic. I grew up Catholic. I did this every day, and I left the faith. I grew up Muslim. I left the faith. I grew up Hindu. I left the faith." Like, you're making it seem like we don't have a choice. And mentioning like what these churches are doing is, if all these mega churches are like the key church you should look at. My church ain't like that. My church is not like that for sure. Pastors come in, they ain't rich. I mean, but like, you guys like to pick
all of you motherfuckers saying that same shit. Every one of you Christians. It's the other church. Hey, listen, I'm different. You know, I don't even believe in the same God like them because, you know, they believe like their shit is like a little far out there. You know what I mean? I believe in people and I love people and I love the babies and, you know, and I know that things happen, whatever, but I believe, but, you know, I just don't believe quite like them because that's that old school shit they believe. All you motherfuckers say the same shit, justifying your fucking belief.
How many mega churches do you see?
Oh, how many mega? I don't fucking pick fly shit from pepper, bro. That's what you call picking fly shit from pepper, and I don't practice that. I'm a Marine. I'm simple. I'm a Marine. I'm a U.S. Marine. Hey, listen, we're very simple. I'm a Marine. I'm slow. I eat crayons. I like the red ones. They taste better. Bro, that bullshit you're talking about with picking fly shit from pepper, I don't practice that exercise. Neither do I practice the exercise of belief because it's wasted energy. I'd rather go to the fucking gym on Sunday morning.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah, I know. You don't. It's going way over your head, you see.
Well, what you're saying is like completely unrelated to what I'm talking about, bro. Like, I can get the metaphors. Trust me, I get the metaphors, but like the rest of the stuff they're saying has no correlation at all, bro.
Yeah, because you're busy picking fly shit from pepper, bro. And I'm above it.
That's the way
I'm above it. So you want to pick through belief. You want to pick through belief and the reason why your belief is more reasonable than most. And I get where you're going with that whole thing. I don't want to indulge in that shit with you. I'm saying that it's wasted energy. It's a wasted
So wait,
exercise.
you went on a whole
It's an
rant,
exercise
and
in
then when I
futility.
started picking off what you said,
I
now you're
live
saying
in
that you don't
I
want to
live
listen
in
to
that. Hey,
it.
listen, I'm going to tell you, Juicy. I'm going to tell you where I live. I live in that dark gray place where most
Oh
Marines
my
live there,
God.
actually. That
Yo,
dark gray
you're
place where
corny,
there is no
bro.
God, there is no devil, there
You're
is no
corny,
heaven,
bro.
there is no
Yes,
hell.
I know.
There's
You're
just
a
me
cornball.
just kicking around a little weak piece of shit like you. Okay, anyway.
Like,
Hold
bro,
on,
you
hold
went on a whole
Listen,
rant.
listen,
I addressed some parts, and now you're saying you don't want to listen to what I'm saying. Like, what?
because what you're saying, because you're about to try to separate like mega church pastors from like poor pastors, and dude, it's all the same shit, dude.
Well, yeah. How many mega church pastors do you see coming in on a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini into the church saying, "Hey, like,
They're
make sure
all
to pay your
selling the
fees"?
same shit. They're just selling it on a
Same
bigger
shit, bro.
level. They're the
Yeah.
bigger plug. These other churches are like the little corner guys with the t-shirts on. You know what I'm saying? The real plugs are, you're right, are the mega churches. But they're selling the same shit.
Which is the story of the Bible that you do not agree with.
Yes.
Well, hold on. So you got to understand about church. Church is a business. The moment those smaller churches can afford, they're gonna, because this is what happens in where I live at. What'll happen is you'll have a small church, and that small church's congregation will grow, and they'll purchase a newer building, a bigger building, and then give the smaller building to a smaller church coming in. But as they grow and grow and grow, the goal is to be able to have a bigger congregation, i.e., mega church. That's the end goal.
More people to get some more people.
But it's a bit because it's more money. More people is more money.
Not every church has done that. There's churches that have been in the same spot
And I'm
for
trying
hundreds
to
of years.
And what I'm trying to tell you is if they could because a lot of churches, you know, the ones that don't do what I just said, it's because they ain't getting enough money. But
is there proof for that, or are you going off of speculation?
I'm not going off of speculation because this has happened. The city that I'm from, this is the business model. You have a small church, your congregation grow, and if you have a smaller, if you know a newer pastor that's coming into your city, you sell that small building to him, you go get you a bigger building.
You know that saying about when you see 20 red dots, you ignore them because there's 5 blue dots, meaning you really going off of what you see instead of what's there to, how do I word it?
Bro,
You're
church is about, like, church is a business. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is not.
Church is not a business. What do you mean?
Yes,
There's
it
people
is,
in their
bro.
living room
These
in a
people are.
church.
Oh my God.
Boy, is this guy naive.
Let me attack it from a different angle. Juicy, do you know what the concept of a useful idiot, and I'm not insulting you, but do you know what the concept of useful idiots are?
Somewhat. Maybe not. I kind of know it.
Okay, so what you're describing is you're saying like, oh, these little churches is not about money, this, that, and the third. Those little churches are useful idiots. They are operating in the system where they don't know how the system works. And the system works just like OG and Bar are describing it. So when they are not collecting enough money to become bigger churches, they're still kicking up money to the whole system, which allows the bigger churches to get bigger.
So what you're saying is because the big churches are corrupt, means that we should use them as like the prime example of what you have to become.
No, I'm saying the smaller churches are propagating the same message, and then it becomes more appealing for people to go to the bigger churches because the bigger churches are glitzy and fancier and so forth and so on.
What's the same message?
Christianity.
Jesus, Christianity, that horse shit. Pray. Come to church. 10% of your for tithing. All of that. That's horse shit. That's belief. That's belief that is never. Listen, and let's put it this way. Hey, Juicy, what you believe has never fed me, does not feed me now, and will never feed me. You know why? It's because I don't know what you believe and don't care. And that's what belief is. The lie is right in the center of the word.
That's what it goes back to what I'm saying is you guys are making it seem like all these small churches are out to get the money when
They
most of these
are.
churches
They do.
What
They
proof?
want it
What
all. They
proof do you
do.
got
But they're
except
just
for
useful
speculation?
idiots that don't know how to get the money.
You're going
But
off
they're
of
useful
speculation.
idiots, bro. You don't
You
get the
have no
concept,
proof of
Juicy. You're
that.
not.
You have no
Juicy,
proof
you're
of
gonna
that.
have to be a bit more of a, let's say, a critical thinker here.
So I'm gonna have to
I'm
go
trying to
off
get
of
you
what
moving
Think
over
about
to the
this.
critical
Okay, hold
thinking
up.
side.
Hold,
Yeah.
hold, wait a minute.
I'm gonna have
Wait
to
a
go off
minute.
of what
I'm
two
about to.
atheists
So
believe.
just hold up.
And
I want you to
yeah,
think about this for a second. So in the majority of black neighborhoods, there are like we're talking about 4 to 5 different churches in the same 4 and 5 block radius. There's like there's a neighborhood in my city. Where we literally drove 4 blocks. It was me and my brother in the truck. We drove 4 blocks, and I counted a block is like, you get from this red light to that red light, and then you go from that
How
red
many
light.
churches? Ooh, this is gonna be good.
You go from that red light to that red light, and then this red light to, and if you go in the square, we counted how many churches was in that nigga. It was 20. It was 20 churches.
God damn.
It was 20 churches in a 4-block radius, nigga.
Get the fuck out of here.
20 fuck, and I had to ask myself, if it ain't about the money, why
What
we
the
all
fuck
these,
is it about?
why we
to
all
spread
these,
the message.
we talking about right, not listen. I swear to God, some of the churches, it'll be church, house, church. Church, red light, house, church. It's one nigga, it's one street. The churches are right across the street from each other.
And Christians don't see that shit as laughable. They don't see it.
Well, we're
Now,
going
why
off
do you
of
think
like
that is,
certain blocks. Dude, there's corruption in churches, bro. I get that.
So
I'm like,
don't you think then that's why
can I
you
finish?
would not
Can I
go
finish,
and
bro?
believe in that shit? Like,
Oh my God.
Let him get it out, OG. Let him get it out.
Like, dude, you guys are like so hard headed, bro. Like, I'm listening to what you guys are saying. I'm giving you an answer, and then it's like, oh no, that's not true. That's not true.
no, you're gonna remember this shit at 2:37 in the morning when you get up to pee, bro. You're gonna remember everything that we're telling you. You're gonna see how much sense it makes because
I
you're
promise
wasting
you,
your energy, bro. In
I
this
promise you, bro. If I could put money on this, and we were to bet, if I take any of this shit you're telling me seriously, to where it's gonna make me question my faith, you're gonna be really disappointed, bro.
I got a better example. I want to show you is about the money. So recently, my grandmother passed, and we was at her funeral. And
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. And so, at the funeral, people get up and they tell their craziest or their best stories or best memories. And so, my grandmother, the church that I grew up when we went to the church that I grew up at, in the basement of the church was a gymnasium, a kitchen, and like classrooms. Stay with me. My grandmother would cook for like after service. She'd cook. And what would happen is towards the end of service or like whatever, she would, go down to the kitchen and start prepping up. You could literally smell her food from the basement. And what would happen was her cooking was so good that people wouldn't even go to church. They would come to the church after service to eat the food. And they wouldn't stay for the service. They would just come after and get the food. The pastor had to ask her to stop cooking the food, nigga, so that they could come to church and get the message, so they could put the money in the basket, because the church was losing money because they wouldn't coming to church for the service, nigga. About 11:30, 12 o'clock, you see all these cars coming to motherfucking parking lot, coming for the food after service.
Wow.
Dude, like, that's what's it called? Antidotal or?
I'm just giving you.
But see, the pastor was stupid because he should have just started selling the food. He should have made a business out of it. That was the dumb part. Dumb part. Then it could have been AME Baptist Church and Restaurant, but he was so stupid and so ridiculously dumb that he didn't see that. You're there to make money anyway.
He said,
Freaking idiot.
You're
Make it a
literally
literal
going off of
corporation. Begin an
personal
LLC.
experiences, dude.
You know what I mean?
This
See,
is
but this is what dumb Negroes, dumbass Negroes do, because you're dumb pushing that stupid ass bullshit and didn't see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
yo, this dude is like filled with demons, bro. Like I'm not even trolling.
Man, okay, hold on. Ain't no demons. Ain't no demons up here.
I'm just, yeah, I am excited.
give
You
you-
see, I am excited because I see the demise of an entire people because of ignorance, man, and
It's gonna be real
moving
sad, buddy.
slow and believing stuff that's not good. Juicy, and yes, it does, because I have seeds and grand seeds. I have 3 seeds and 7 grand seeds, and I can't leave this world. Listen, I can't leave this world.
Oh my God.
I can't leave this world like it is to them without me doing something. See, that's
What's
part
your,
of my legacy,
your name?
my loud voice, my boisterous way, my angry way. It will leave a fucking mark.
All right, well, what do I address you by? What's your name, boss?
Healthy OG.
OG,
Hold
I'll
on,
call you
hold
OG.
Wait
What
a
do you
minute.
believe in
Just
after?
hold up for a minute. Just wait.
My
Just
bad.
wait for a minute.
Okay.
'Cause I wanna I kind of wanna. I forgot what I was about to say. Shit. But I'm just that was just me giving you an example of like the money.
Right.
That's all I was trying to. I was just give you an example.
No,
But-
you're right, and it's vivid. It's vivid.
but in still, there are so many. Like if we have so many different churches, so many different denominations, so many different church buildings in these black neighborhoods. Everybody
siphoning off the community instead of rebuilding it.
they're taking, because everybody that's going to these different churches is putting in time, money, resources into the church. And it's like for the amount of churches that's in these neighborhoods, they're not putting as much in as they're taking out.
Right.
They can't be.
And I got no doubt that there is it's the thing. I'm not gonna deny it. There, as I mentioned before, and you guys laugh, there is corruption in the church. There's a lot of churches out there to get money, right? You know, there's a lot of churches out there that are saturated and like just spewing the same message just so they can get to pay your fees so I can get money. But then you're also ignoring the actual churches that are spreading the real word, and they don't care for the money. They
And why doesn't the God do anything about that?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why doesn't God? Do you not think He came to the Pharisees when Jesus walked and called them out for it?
I ain't talking about. I'm talking about in the city, like Bar said. I grew up in the same type of environment where you go down the street and within a four blocks you can find 5 or 6 different churches. How come He don't come and say, this church over here is taking money, y'all 3 should combine together, and all y'all should just take the money you collect and put it back in the community instead of putting it in the pastor's pocket as salary
I like
that
that
don't
you
get
said
taxed?
that. I like that you said that. Do you mind if I use scripture to answer your question? Are you fine with that?
Is it going to tell me why He doesn't do it?
It tells you to watch out false prophets based on the fruits of their labor and what message they're spewing. If it doesn't tell you to be, there's a lot of issues, right, with people not knowing the word. You're not
answering my question.
That
My
is
question
answering
was,
your
why
question,
does He
it tells
not?
you to know, because it does tell you. The word is right there to tell you how to know the corruption. If
No,
the pastor
my
is saying what's in
question
the
was not
Bible,
about, no, you're answering something I'm not asking. I'm not asking why is there corruption or how to identify the corruption.
How to identify which church. Hey, this is a good church.
No,
this is a bad
listen,
church.
if you stop
That's
talking,
just what
you
you
understand
asked.
my question. My question is not how or why it got that way. My question is, how come the God does not step in and say, y'all are using my word wrong, and I will not have that because that will deceive some of my children. Y'all got to stop. Y'all don't exist anymore. You 3, y'all kind of got it, but y'all doing this wrong. Y'all need to get together, and we're going to fix this part so it can benefit the community. How come you don't do that?
He is God. He is God. He should be able to do that, right?
Yeah, one, as you mentioned before, 2 parts to throw in there. Number 1, it tells you to know the corruption by knowing the word. And number 2, Jesus, when He was on earth, called out the people selling and using the church for money. That's why he was in there flipping tables. Does that not answer your question? Do you think
No, it doesn't,
because
because
Jesus
it still
lived,
has the
supposedly
problem
lived
today.
2,000 years ago. I'm talking about today.
Right.
Because we have the proof on what's it like. What are we talking about, bro?
Well, I
Okay,
want to.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So I'm trying to, or we're trying to remove the middleman out of it because humans are flawed, humans are corrupt, humans are the problem. So that's why we're asking for a direct resolution to this problem from the God, because humans doing shit, they gonna fuck shit up. That's what we do. We
Oh
fuck shit
my
up.
God. So look, bro, you asked me a question, right?
Yeah.
How do we know this? How do we know that? The scripture says how to avoid that. You're telling me, no, we don't want that.
Nigga, nobody asked you how. We didn't ask you how. We asked you why. Why is God not doing something?
Yeah, we asked you why isn't God doing something? And you said, can I go to scripture?
Oh my! So does the scripture not answer your question on these corrupt churches, bro? Like what?
No, it doesn't, because that's not why the God is not doing something. You're saying humans should be able to identify it based on what the Bible says. Cool, we can all identify it. But the question is, how come the God would stand by and allow his word to be used the wrong way and allow people to fumble and fall and a community to be taken advantage of and not step in and say, no, this is what I meant. Y'all didn't interpret it right, or y'all are literally doing it wrong, and I'm not going to allow that to happen.
The Bible literally tells you to know the word, bro.
Juicy, may I, senor and host, I have a real life story to tell you. This is from just last year. Okay, this is just last year. I buried my mother last year, in March of last year, actually, a little more than a year ago. She was a devout Jehovah's Witness for more than 40 years. And 18 months before she passed away, she required a quadruple bypass surgery, heart surgery. The surgeon comes into her hospital room at the time and says, good sir, this looks like we're going to have a more than 90% chance of successful procedure here, but your mother's going to need some blood. And that's when everything stopped, because I'll bet you guys know that Jehovah's Witnesses don't do blood transfusions. Well, over that 18-month period, her health failed immediately. 3 times a week to dialysis, all of the doctors and the pills, and I was in the hospital seemed like every 3 or 4 days. You know what I mean? They knew me on a first name basis. It was awful. It was the worst experience ever. Gentlemen, if you've ever, you all have a mother. And nobody wants this to happen, obviously. It's not supposed to happen this way. I digress. When she finally did pass away, and by the way, her sister is a devout Jehovah's Witness as well, was in the hospital room. I called them to let them know that my mother had passed away. 3 times. You shouldn't have to call a church once to let them know that your parent has passed away if they've been a member of it for 40 years. Again, I digress. They didn't return my calls, didn't return any voicemails or anything. I proceeded to arrange the funeral and all of those things, and there were some Jehovah's Witnesses there. So obviously they knew that she had passed away. And then 3 weeks after the funeral, Juicy, they had a memorial service for my mother and didn't even invite me. Now, this was all under the guise of belief, good sir. Now, I'm not picking on your God or anybody's God or church, whatever. This happened all under the guise of belief. And I'm telling you that belief is the greatest deception ever bestowed upon mankind. And this is what you're going to remember tomorrow morning at 2:37 when you get up to pee. You're wasting your energy with the belief thing. Now, some people need it for pacification. Some people need it just for tradition. It's what they grew up with. It's what you were indoctrinated into. Believe me, when they put you in the baby seat and drove you home from the hospital and you saw crosses on the tops of buildings, you were being indoctrinated. Everybody is, most people here in America have been indoctrinated. The very first time that you heard in English the word God, you were being indoctrinated. It's just what it is. And most people have to find their way outside of that belief system in order to find some sort of freedom and relief. But the bottom line is this: belief is the greatest deception ever bestowed upon mankind.
Belief
It's not
is
even God or those things. It's this belief thing that we've wasted so much energy in. 90 to 93% of Chinese people have no formal belief system. They don't waste their energy in that stuff.
I hope you know it's illegal, right? That's why they hide Bibles in certain parts of China.
That's because they find that they probably outlaw it because they probably would outlaw stupidity as well. Which is that what it is. I mean, belief really, to some of the levels and the degrees that it gains and grows to here in America alone, Jim Jones and and people committing, they're unaliving themselves and all kinds of different things. Belief should be outlawed. It should be at least restricted. It should be managed because it is out of control, bro.
I have a question for you.
I just told you a horrible story, and you know what? You blew it went right over your head.
What am I supposed to say to it, bro? Do you want me to like sit here and cry and grieve for you, or what? What do you want me to say to the story?
Exactly what Christianity is. Your response is perfect.
Dude,
Christianity, you were as a Christian, you as somebody that's sitting here on this panel right now and saying and espousing to the Bible and all of that, just said to me, what do you want me to do? Cry about it? What do you want me to do? That's Christianity. And you don't even see it. You just said it and you don't even see it.
All right, bro, let me ask you something. Can I finally ask you a question now? Dude? One, who are you to say what beliefs are wrong? And two, what makes you think that atheism is the best answer for the world? Right?
I didn't say any belief is right or wrong.
You just said
I'm saying
belief
itself. Listen to me clearly. Hey, Juicy, I'll say it slowly. Belief is the greatest deception ever bestowed upon mankind. The exercise of belief is futile. It is for naught. It is ridiculous at best. Get it? That's just me. That's just me. Now and again, that's just me. I've graduated to that point of existing in a gray place, a dark place actually, where there is no God or devil or heaven or hell, or really even right or wrong. There's just me with my own judgment, trusting that I care about me, my children, and helping people and doing what's best so that it's not for any God or anybody or anything. It's because I know right from wrong. I didn't need to read it in a book. I didn't need these biblical verses and all of. They're handy. They're good. They're helpful for those who are fucking idiots. But I'm not one, bro.
I don't know earlier. I'm assuming you're atheist, right? Or agnostic.
I don't know what kind of name you want to put it. I just don't believe.
So you're atheist. Like
I don't believe. I don't practice that exercise.
Okay.
That to me is that's like mowing your lawn with scissors.
You said you were a Marine. Did you serve? I mean, obviously you served, but well, because you said where you were at, you guys kind of stopped believing in God and all of that. So I'm asking, like, was it something you've seen on the field that kind of led to that belief?
It's my life experiences at 61 years old, and I did not say 60. Let me tell you something, good young man. Juicy, let me help you here. I've lived these 61 years in a beautiful way. I have a beautiful family. I have seeds and grandseeds that I've mentioned of. My life is very well appointed. I have businesses. I do well. You know what I'm saying? And I have found that the best part of my life has been outside of that whole belief shit. As soon as I got into it, as soon as I, as soon as I was interested in the whole idea of stepping outside of that, it seemed my life got so much better. I got so much stronger and confident in who I am. I didn't have to worry about the idea that God was going to come and strike me down because I'm a sinner when he created me. He fucking made me a sinner, so bitch, deal with it. That's what I say to God. You created me. Let me do what I'm going to do then, God damn it. That's my message to God. If there is any. If there is any God entity whatsoever, me, I'm just saying, my message to him is you got to do better, man. Because you got a whole bunch of babies out here that are being unalived and a whole lot of corruption and a whole kind of stuff. And it's a mess out here. And if you are the God that you claim to be, then you got to step up your game. Until then, I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
And I think
And
that
I feel good in that. Yeah, I feel good.
No one's stopping you, bro.
Yeah. And I hope you graduate to that point. But if you don't, I get it. You know, I mean, a lot of people are stuck.
I mean, I won't. I'm not stuck. Like how you said, at 257, when I go up to pee, I tell you, I'm going to have the same face.
I said.
237 is a very, I don't know where you get that specific time from.
I mentioned, like you said,
it's just one I picked out of the, you know, but that's just what I use, you know what I mean? Because I think, and if I say it enough, people will remember it. They'll be like, damn. And I mean, it's going to be some motherfucker that's going to get up at 2:37. Watch.
If anything, this conversation is going to make me want to study the word more and get stronger, because it's not going to weaken my faith. I can promise you that. Like, we can spend money on it.
You hear me, Juicy. I guarantee you, and as you grow, because you sound like a young man. But everything that I'm telling you, believe me, trust me, I have, like I said, 3 C's and Grand C's, and they're on TikTok, and they listen to me, and I have fans. I have a following because of the fact that I say what I say as a father and a grandfather, and you just get the benefit of listening and gleaning from that love, because I know that I'm talking to them too. And I don't want to lead them into this world of belief land where people, you know, believe in unicorns and all kinds of crazy stuff. I just don't want to lead them into that confusion, because it confused me. It jacked me up. It took me backwards, actually, as a person. And I only moved forward after that. And that's what I'm sharing with my seeds and grand seeds. Anybody else can share what they want. If you care to pick up what I'm putting down, then you can use it. I'll lend it to you. Just get that shit back.
But your feelings are subjective, because there's people who are atheists and became Christian and their life moved forward. Their life is better. Just like you say, your belief doesn't make you right.
I would say my disbelief. Let's put it that way.
Hold on.
Let's put it that way.
So people, whether someone leaves Christianity and then things happen, or whether they join Christianity and things happen, the common denominator is what is the actions they take and the people around them, not really what they believe or don't believe. It all
very good.
When we get done, it's gonna fall on us and the people around us. Because let's say OG went back to Christianity, but didn't have a lot of good people around him, or didn't have good habits. Him going back to Christianity wasn't gonna change nothing. Or even if we don't use us, even if we use someone else, like let's say as a teenager, someone they slides back on their faith or something. And so then they try to get back in church to get out of the streets or whatever, and then because they didn't take the other necessary steps, nothing got better.
But what do you mean by that? Are you talking about, because it does mention bad company corrupts a good soul. So like, are you talking about the people you're around play a major impact in what you're going to believe? Are you saying like right steps into?
I think at the crust of what he's saying is that we create everything in our lives, us, not a God, our thoughts, our awareness, our things that we're good at. Listen, there's 4 kinds of luck. There's dumb luck. Okay, Juicy? Dumb luck is the family that you're born in, your race, your height, stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's dumb luck. You can't control it. The second kind of luck is movement. Movement when you get out of bed. Now, you could get out of bed and stomp your toe. That's not necessarily good luck, but movement. You have to move in order to move towards your luck. The third is awareness, what you're aware of. You notice that awareness past the Rolls Royce that passed by you, the convertible Rolls Royce that passed by you, or that Lamborghini, and you're aware of it. You notice that all these other cars are on the road, but you notice the Lamborghini, Lambo, and you'd like start to move towards doing what you need to do to get a Lambo. And then the fourth kind is unique ability, what you're good at. But, the things that you're a talented football player or scientist or psychologist or entrepreneur or whatever. And there are three kinds of luck that you yourself can control. Your movement, what you're aware of, and what you're good at. That fourth kind, you cannot really do anything with. That first kind, the dumb luck. And that is life. And that's not God. And you can control that. And that's called manifestation. Waking up in the morning and knowing that you have a good day, no matter what is happening outside, your day is good. Thanking 3 people for their smile. That's more for you than for them. It gives you a confidence. It gives you an ability to approach people in a kind way. And if you exercise that enough and get good at it, your personality and your character will change. Just the way you present yourself. When you say, thank you for your smile. That's beautiful. And then the third is I expect two to 3 disappointments. I expect them. That way, when they come, they're not so fucking disappointing. And then you know what? When I get to my end of my day and I sort of go over and review my day, I have had manifested actually a very good day. And I created that. And that's what we need to get into the act of doing is creating, man. We don't create anymore as a people. As individuals, we're so busy learning and believing in God. All of this reading and learning of more, we've been learning about the Bible since that bitch been wrote. Thousands of years? Come on, man. I think it's kind of redundant. What are we creating? What kind of Bible verses are you creating for you?
I'm hearing what you're saying too.
See what I'm saying? And all I'm saying, man, is that in 90 to 93% of Chinese people, when I learned that 90% of Chinese people don't have formal beliefs, that hit me like a rock. I mean, think about it. It makes sense. They don't waste their energy on that shit. It's wasted energy. There is some good in it, but hell, there's a clock is right twice a day. A broken clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
You mentioned about waking up and all those things. I believe in what you're saying. The only opposite between me and you is I believe that, but with God. I wake up, I thank God for my day. I go about my day. I try to spread the good word, and that, I'm obviously going to expect that not the whole day is not going to be perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hearing, it's just so.
That's cute. That's cute. That's a little immature, but God bless you, man. I mean, hey, good for you. I'm just so glad that's very special for you. And you just hang right on to God. I bet you're going to be right there under the Christmas tree when Santa Claus come too. Uh-huh. Okay.
I mean, you could mock me. You could mock me, but I'm like listening to what you're saying. I think that's the issue here, because they're not really hearing me.
237, baby. 237.
Hold on. So I feel like, yeah, I'm hearing you. I just think maybe you don't hear yourself, or like maybe you don't understand what you're saying. Well, but you already said, because I don't care to shake your faith. I just want you to, I want you and everyone else like you to say it out loud so other people can hear it. So they don't get the wrong impression. You see, because I got the wrong, hold up, OG. I'm gonna put you on mute for a minute. So I had got the wrong impression growing up. I had the wrong impression of Christianity growing up. And Jesus and God, they gave me the wrong impression. And if they would have allowed me to make an informed decision, we'd be cool. But I didn't get that. They told me God loves me. He's gonna be there. He's gonna watch over me. He's gonna protect me. He's gonna make sure nothing happen to me. It says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. You know what I'm saying? Believe in Jesus Christ. Believe that he died for your sins, and everything gonna be okay. Shit like that.
Yeah.
That's not true though. Believing in Jesus Christ is not gonna make everything okay. If they would have just said,
that's always been a lie. That's never been true. Not if anybody was telling you
that's
that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is the wrong impression that they give to young children growing up. And I was one of them. And that's why I say I'm talking about me. I had the wrong impression.
Yeah. I want to say this too. With this conversation, whether or not, I'm not here to convert. I'm not I never said to, not saying so you're insinuating.
I know that. I'm talking about them. So hold up. So listen, this is what I'm saying. It's a lot of noise in there. This is what I'm saying. I'm not talking about you converting me. I'm talking about when I was a Christian, they gave me the wrong impression. Because the truth is, human free will overrides God's love. God, there is no standard. There is no obligation from God. Stop. Listen. This is the truth. Be quiet. This is the truth. Hold up. Because there was some noise in the background. The truth is, human free will overrides my relationship with God. There is no standard or obligation from God to me. And you have to be selfish to thank God in the midst of everything that's going on. He's helping you and not other people. That's the truth. But that's not what they told me. If they would have said, hey, look, Bar, God doesn't have to do shit for you. And you should not have any requirements of him, but give your life to him just in case the heaven and hell is real so you don't burn forever. That's what they should have said. They didn't say that, though. They told me all this bullshit about him loving us. He gonna protect us. He gonna cover us. The fucking bullshit ass, the God is my rock and my shit. God ain't covering shit. If somebody breaking this bitch right now, that's it. Ain't no God helping me. But they didn't tell me all that. I had to grow up and deconstruct and learn this shit the hard way.
Well, as I mentioned too, I was trying to tell you my headset died. My earbuds, so I couldn't hear half the conversation. So I was trying to unmute. Well, I had to put my headphone back in. But I heard the end part, obviously.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say.
Juicy, and that's why I keep saying belief itself is the greatest deception ever bestowed upon mankind. Now, you just heard from one man. He is very well mankind. And he just told you how it was deceptive to him. Now, he said God, but I put God under that whole belief thing. You understand what I'm saying now, Juicy? Get it?
I've been understanding what you were saying this whole time.
There you go.
All right. Well, I just want to say this before I go, bro. As mentioned before, didn't come out. I had an honest conversation. There was not one thing I lied about. Whether or not I was wrong, that's up to you. I didn't sugarcoat it. I didn't make it, give you the baby down water verse. I've also heard every one of your points, a little, especially from OG and you as well. I think one of the issues is you guys let the as I mentioned before, there's tons of red dots, but you guys focus on the 5 blue ones. You guys only focus on the bad instead of the good. I feel like that's also an issue.
Let me give you.
I think that's the issue, as you mentioned. being taught this as a kid. That's why it tells you in the Bible that you're not limited from a kid. Yeah, sure, you might not be able to understand it, but you can always seek out knowledge. Seeking, you will find. If you feel like you're being lied to by the pastor, go research it yourself. Don't think because he's a pastor, you can't go and find out what the verse means. If you're being deceived by these mega churches because they're stealing money, go read what it says in the Bible and talks about them all the time. Right? That's what the issue is.
I want to give you an analogy. So let's say a friend of yours, let's say someone you know, he helps old women cross the street. This is what he does every day out of the kindness of his heart. He walks old ladies across the street every day for like 10 years. This is what he do. Make sure old women get across the street, right? And let's say the 11th year, you know, maybe he just felt that what he was doing goes unnoticed, and he began smacking the shit out of all the old ladies and still. He just starts smacking the shit out of all the ladies and taking their purses. When you go up to him and you find out what he's been doing for the past year, are you gonna say, well, you did walk old ladies across the street for 10 years straight? So you mugging all the old ladies for a year and smacking the shit out of them and taking their purses and their gumdrops and their candy at the bottom of the purse. That ain't so bad because for 10 years, you walked old ladies across the street. Is that what you're going to say?
Hell no.
I'm going to say that the bad he did isn't going to be underlooked, but it proved that there's good nature. It proved that good society.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Just hold up for a minute, OG. So I want you to think about what I'm saying is, are you going to still be friends with him?
I'm gonna call him out.
That's not what I asked you. No.
Am I gonna be friends with him? I'm not gonna be friends, but I believe he could change. I know he could come back from that. All have fell short from the glory of God. Like that's you. It's not irredeemable. I just gave you your answer, bro. I don't know what you're mad about, dude. It's the thing. You guys are so like.
You're right.
You give me answers, right?
You're right. That's your fucking answer. You're right. That's who you are.
That's it. That's it.
Take it a step further. Take it a step further, Juicy. You find out that your grandma is one of them old women he slept.
Right.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Like, you gonna still be friends with him?
Is he still redeemable?
Oh, you a bitch.
I forgave the guy I forgave the man who killed my grandpa in the car accident when he was speeding.
That's different. No, I'm not talking about my grandma.
That's different, bro.
My innocent grandma. If somebody slapped my innocent grandma and you don't do nothing about it, you a bitch.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I don't want us to talk over each other. Hold on. Wait. Just wait for a minute. Just hold up. You said we're not talking about a car accident. We're not talking about a car accident. We're talking about a friend of yours intentionally smacking the shit out of old ladies and stealing their purses, and your grandmother is one of the people he intentionally. And just hold up. Hold on, y'all. And your grandmother is one of the women he intentionally smacked and mugged and took her purse. You gonna still be friends with him?
Yeah, can I tell you this? Just proves I just gave you an even different one that still goes to my answer.
We're talking about this.
Wait, listen. Okay, I said yes, dude. Yes, man. You're not even listening to me, bro. That's your issue. You're not listening.
Because you're trying to bring up another scenario.
No, it's even. Listen, could you listen? And let me break it down. If a stranger who killed my grandpa in a car accident, who I never met and I've forgiven, what makes you think I'm not going to forgive?
We are not talking about a car accident.
I told you yes, I forgive him, regardless of my grandma or my sister or mom.
We're not talking about a car accident. We're talking about someone intentionally, on purpose, smacking the shit out of your grandmother and taking her purse.
I told you yes.
You're going to be friends with him.
I'm not going to be friends, but I'm going to forgive him and know he could be redeemed. Yes.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
I guess so. I mean, if you also want to call me on my name, that's your issue. You guys just don't get the answer.
Calling you out of your name, dude. That's just kind of what that is. Anybody that allows somebody to smack the shit out of their grandmother and take her purse, and you're going to be like, okay, well, listen, we're going to pray together. You a bitch.
Yeah.
I guess.
What I'm trying
And
to
I
show you
respect
is
that. That's cool. You can call me whatever. Call me a coward. Call me a bitch. I'm gonna
calling
forgive
you
and
that.
forget.
I am doing it, good sir.
Thank you.
The
Thank you.
100 plus people
So,
on here that are listening
Juicy,
heard it.
but this is
You're a
what you're
bitch.
doing. So, Juicy, this is what you're doing. You are rationalizing something like that to not have to address the parallel of how your God treats his so-called children.
What
You
are
were
you
going
talking
so far
about,
as to
bro?
say you would stand there and watch your grandma get slapped and her purse taken, and you just, what you gonna tell your grandma? Like,
She's gonna have the same faith and belief that I have, bro. What?
You're going to say, Grandma, I'm a bitch.
you gonna
I
say,
guess, bro. I mean,
so you gonna watch this person that ran off with her purse? You know she got
man,
important
I'm not
stuff
gonna
in
say
there.
yes again. I'm not gonna say yes again, bro. You heard my answer. It's not gonna change. Keep giving me a different analogy. I'm gonna give you the same answer. There's no
So that's
change in my mind.
that's the point. That's the point. Like you have decided that you will go to atrocious lengths to defend this God rather than hold the God accountable. That's the whole point of the
You
conversation.
can't hold an all-knowing God accountable, bro.
Yes, you can. He
No,
gave
you
you the
can't.
tools to do it.
yes,
He gave you legs. He
Hold
gave
on,
you
OG, hold on.
hands. He gave
OG,
you
hold
a
on.
mouth. He
Yeah,
gave
hold
you
on.
an opportunity,
OG,
the
hold on for a
tools
second.
to defend your grandmother. He gave
OG.
you the armor to defend. You were supposed to
OG,
do.
hold on. OG, hold on.
Here's why you can hold the God accountable, because he gave you the means to do it. He said in his word what is just and what is unjust. So then if he does an action that is unjust, you can qualify him as unjust by his own standard, not by mine.
Okay, so when you ask me the question, right, there's two things I want to throw out here. If I'm seeing it happen, yes, I'm gonna intervene. But you asked if it already happened and he was my friend.
No, you put the word already in there. I didn't.
No, he literally said if your friend slapped your grandma and you found out, what are you gonna do?
Nice
That's what
switching
you asked
the
me.
answer, folks.
I'm not switching. I have the same answer. You guys are just incoherent. You guys can't listen.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm saying, well, because the whole point was he said that the good outweighs the bad, and I was trying to give him an analogy where the good should not outweigh the bad, but for him it still does. So I can't. It's nothing we can say.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Hey, I had a good conversation, bro. I feel like you guys are just like, I don't know what to say.
Of course you're gonna feel that way.
There's no debate, not debating. It was conversation, but you can't conversate with ignorance. Like you guys aren't. I'm giving you the answer over and over, and you
there's no explaining getting cooked.
That's why I said you ain't got to explain it. We got it.
Yeah, it's
well,
it's sort of like a guy. It's sort of like two boxers in a ring, right?
That's cool,
and then
bro.
the loser says, "Well, you know, you guys, the reason that this guy hit me in the face is because my face kept running into his hand, and and he shouldn't stop putting his hand there, and I kept running into it, and that's his fault."
Yeah, I would just say, the good does not outweigh the bad. It can't, unless it's like, okay, let's say you it can, like, maybe like if on a minor scale, like maybe you had perfect attendance in high school and you overslept and missed one day. That ain't that bad. But when we talking about like larger scale things. Oh, appreciate it, gang. I ain't even got my little there you go. Hold up.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Kenny.
When you're talking about larger scale stuff, man.
There's a snake in my boot. I'm saying, like, on a larger scale, if you were a good person for 10 years and then you just get mad and get to unaliving people, we gonna look at you for what you did. That's just how it goes. You can't get out of that because of your
because I prayed for 10 years. I prayed and I called out to God, and I heard his voice, and I did slip up once, and when I murdered those people. But I'm a good Christian. Come and get the what? That's the crazy part of it. It just gives them pacification for all of the stuff and horrible things that they can do. Like I said again, Christian nationals will unalive a black family, an entire black family, burn the house down, and then burn not one, not two, but 3 crosses in the front yard under the same God. It's all just freaking so subjective and so relative and so belief. It's just belief.
And you know, when we talk about why so many black people are Christian, Muslim, whatever, it's hold on, let me I'm gonna put you on, because when you tap on the screen is yeah. I was just gonna say, you know, a lot of it is due to our, you know, other groups of people have not been miseducated the way that we have been. You know, a lot of what, like, I was watching this is just a small example, but I was watching a video on TikTok yesterday, and in the video, the guy was just saying how when you look at like Disney and other animated films, other races or other groups of people, they have like multiple. You don't really see a lot of like the animated movies coming out as far as like a Moana or Enchanto or like the other ones. They don't really do a lot of those for like black children. And I'm not talking about like movies where a black person is casted as like a character that was white or whatever. I'm talking about like an authentic, original movie where the character is a young black person or a young child, young black. They don't really get movies like that. They may have like people of color, like a Hispanic or you know, like a Pacific person or Native or whatever. But a lot of those characters in those movies are not phenotypically sub-Saharan African. They're not black culturally. It's not culturally black people. It's people of color. And it's like a lot of our stories do not get told as a main story. A lot of our stories don't get told as like, whether it's animated or not, they don't really tell our story. A lot of us don't know about the rich history that you was talking about. Like, a lot of people don't know about African contributions to civilizations. They don't really know. They can name more Greek gods or Roman gods than they can black inventors. It's just how it go. You know, people don't really know. African people don't really know who they are or where they come from. And it's like no one's teaching them that, and no one has to teach them that because Jesus. And it's like,
exactly, that's by design.
Exactly. like what Rocky said in the chat about I Want One with Oshun. If you look at Moana, they would never give you the black version of Moana with a black girl like that, where she's the main character and the story is about her culture and her people and how they used to be these great travelers, and you know, unlocking her past rich history that they would never give us that. Never. We get Absolutely. Princess and we get animals. And ain't nothing wrong with animals because we, you know.
Right. We haven't gotten anything like that since Black Panther. And, you know, Michael B. Jordan is actually working on a movie right now. At least I believe anyway, him and this other producer of Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa being the richest, the wealthiest man in the world. Like he would travel to different cities and change the economy. You know what I mean? But we don't get stories like that enough. Yeah, definitely not. And we won't. And that's by design, good sir. That's by design. They don't want us to have those stories. They don't want us to know, like, you know, these things about ourselves. They don't want these stories out there by design. And that's what I'm saying belief was. They saw that what they could do is write these things in a book, written constructs of men, whether it be the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, the Emerald Tablets, the Dead Sea Scrolls, whatever. They could write these things and get people to believe because it would distract them from what they know. Now, we know that our ancestors had all of these horrible things happen to them. But if we believe that God was going to save them, then it sort of nullifies all that our ancestors went through. It makes us, in other words, it sort of relieves us of the burden of saying, we are responsible to our ancestors now to be the heroes that they would have wanted us to be.
And so what I'm saying is like, our so much of what we like, we don't really learn about a lot of things dealing with Black people and our history and stuff. We don't really learn a lot of that stuff. You would have to go and learn it on your own. And a lot of people don't take the time to do that because they identify with Jesus and not their people. There's so many Christians who, if you bring up like being pro-Black, they'll be like, Jesus comes first. And so much of that it just comes from like the colonization and the slavery and the lies that have been spread about Black people, African people. And it's like, in order to see a future where more Black people are, hip to the knowledge or looking and seeking for, to learn the history about themselves, we gotta have these conversations about religion. Because religion is in the way of all of that. Why would a person care about who they are, where they come from, if all that matters in the end is Jesus? Why would they care about that stuff? And I think that is where we have to go to. Well, if we want to get anything else done, we're going to have to go through this shit. We got to go through them. Got to go through the religious people. Just got to. Because if we try to go around them to get to the truth, that ain't going to work, because they're going to hijack the truth. A nigga going to say, well, God, they going to say the God from the Southern Levant made those first humans that show up in Africa. No, got to get that out. You got to get rid of, we have to divest ourselves from all religions and then get to the truth. That's how it got to go in that order. If you try to do it without divesting yourself from religion, it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work like that. Religion, because there's chronologies of Egypt and ancient Africa. There's history that's been written about people who did not write it themselves. And when you're dealing with that, you got to get rid of those lies and misinformation to understand what the actual truth is. And so when we having these conversations, they matter. They matter and they're important. That's all I would say. Rubik's, how old are you? Do you know you up there?
Okay. Yeah, g'day, mate. Thank you for taking my call there, mate. I'm in my 30s, a bit over the hill now, from Australia, Sydney, down under. I was just listening to your show, man. Thank you for having me on.
You don't believe in God, though.
Sorry?
You don't believe in God, right?
Oh, mate, my brain's too small to believe in anything, period. I thought it's this. Is it only believers that are allowed to call in? I'll go away if I'm not the right audience, sir.
Yeah, I remember him too. That's the dude that fucks koalas and shit. Yeah. He's weird like that. Well, we almost have 50,000 taps. We need 10,000 more, so that's the goal. Let's try to get it to 50,000. Over on YouTube, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button on the live. It counts. You weren't here. I don't think you was here, Hunter. He was like, yeah, he fucks koala bears and shit. So yeah. But if you over there on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate you. Yeah, everybody tap the screen, get a heart me, get a roll so they can put us on the FYP and maybe we can get a decent conversation. But I don't think it's gonna be decent with this topic because this topic, you either you hold God's feet to the fire or you don't. And when you don't, it's gonna look bad. Because every time, starving children, every time, what you gonna do? And for me, this is, I couldn't articulate it as well as this is, but this is basically why I'm not a Christian today. This conversation right here. Just because I was a human first. I had always been, I was the type of person who, if I got it, you got it. That's how I was. That's how I always been like that. Because the people that raised me, that's how they was. If they got it, you got it. I'm the type of person, I ain't gonna let you ask me I'm not gonna let you ask. I'm gonna make sure I'm paying attention. And if you don't got it, I'm already try to be giving it to you. Like if we go out somewhere and I got it, I might not even, I don't be asking, you got some money? I'm just saying, I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. You know what I'm saying? You can ask my family growing up. I bought all the PlayStations. Ever since I was of age to be able to work, I bought my brother's PlayStation. Every time a new PlayStation come out, I get me one, I get them one. Because if I had it, I would get it. If I get one, give them the old one. Like we always had enough controllers and PlayStations going right. It wasn't no one person play by themselves. Nigga, we used to get in the car and go to GameStop and get extra controllers just so everybody could play type shit. Yeah, so that was just an example, but I always been like that. And so when it came to my God, I had never held him to that same standard. And when I started, that's where I really I couldn't be Christian no more. Cause when I used to, when I was in the National Guard, I would come home from my little drills and shit, and I would take all the kids in the neighborhood to the store and get everybody something to eat, like from the store and stuff like that. We get everybody a bag of chips, something to drink or whatever. I used to jog around the neighborhood, and the little kids used to jog. They used to like be in the crowd behind. We jog around the neighborhood. We get through jogging, do our little exercise. I take them to the store. Everybody get something to drink. Everybody get something to snack on. Like I always been like that though. So these are just small examples of if I got it, I help other people. Treat the kids to something. They jogging with me. That's type of shit I used to do. So when it came to my God, I'm like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Children out here starving, that bothers me. And if I could, I would feed them all. I would give to the homeless people or whatever. I wouldn't give them money, but I would give, like, if I was going into like a gas station or something, I would tell them, like, I can't give you money, but if you come in the store or whatever you pick out, I get it for you, and I would get them something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Get you a little sandwich. You can warm this. Some of the gas stations, they'll have the Subway or the McDonald's attached to it and shit. Shit, man, hell yeah, I'll get you you worth this little $1 burger, nigga. If you want a burger, I can get you something to eat type shit. And that's how I was. Lord, no, I used to tell myself growing up, man, they better not let me get rich. I'm gonna help everybody. That's the type of shit I used to tell myself. I'm like, bro, God couldn't do this and do that. Man, that shit fucked me up. That shit fucked me up when I started deconstructing. I'm like, wait a minute. Why would you worship a God that would help you and not your brothers and sisters? That's all I kept asking myself. I couldn't get over it. And so I just said, fuck it. And that's where I was actually anti-God before I said God wasn't real. Don't let that go over your head now. I was like, fuck God before I said God ain't real. Because I thought he was real still, but I just wasn't fucking with him. And so I was anti-theist before I was atheist. And that's why it took me so long to call myself an atheist at first. Because I was like, fuck that nigga. Like, that bitch ass nigga ain't helping nobody. I used to be mad at him. before, because I wasn't studying history and all that stuff at first. So I was just mad at God. Like, damn, why the fuck would you not help these people, God? That don't make sense. And then when I started to look into the religion, oh, that's why, because that bitch ain't real. The reason why I was mad at him is a different reason from why he's not real. I'm not saying he wasn't real because I'm mad. He's not real because of history and anthropology. But I was mad at him because he wasn't helping these people that I'm praying for. That's my thing. I'm type, I was the type of person that as I'm deconstructing, okay, God, I would like to pray for the starving children. I would like to pray for Miss Susan down the street who, she need that surgery. I would like to pray for my classmate who, I heard some stuff about he having trouble at home. I would like to pray for my classmate. I would like to pray for, I would never pray for my, bruh. I did not pray for myself growing up as a Christian. I always prayed for somebody else. Always, that's what I did. And the nigga ain't helped them. So what the fuck I'm supposed to do? Well, I'm gonna keep thanking and worshiping the nigga that ain't helping the people. I'm asking him to let me fuck. Because if I gotta do it, it's gonna be me and them. If I gotta do it, which I was doing it, but if I gotta do it, I ain't giving you the credit for some shit I had to do, nigga. Well, you selfish. I'll be that then, nigga. If it takes me, if I gotta do the work anyway, I want the fucking credit for the work, nigga. I'm not finna do the work and give a bitch ass nigga credit that don't do shit, man. You got me fucked up. Hell no. Could you imagine working a 40-hour shift? You done worked all week and then they give your check to the nigga that ain't been here, man. Hey, man. Hell no. That's not being arrogant. They'll call you arrogant. Because they be like, all glory to God. Bullshit. Fuck no. All glory to us, nigga. If I got a flat tire and I need a jack and you pull up on me and give me a jack, I'm not thanking nobody but you, nigga. Vice versa, though. Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? My, like people who have helped me in my life, I'll just be like, bruh, like how I am, because I know God ain't real. When people help me, I be like, bruh, that shit really means something, because even if you think that's God, that's really you. But it's you doing something out the kindness of your heart for me, and I'm gonna give you all the glory for that shit. You're gonna get the praise, you're gonna get the glory, because you did something for me. It wasn't no God. I ain't giving God shit. If I ever need something and a person help me, nigga, I give the glory to, man. I might fuck around and send them niggas a long ass text. Man, I appreciate your gang, you know what I'm saying? Type shit going on. You looking out for your boy. That shit mean the world, because I never forget that shit you did, gang. Even if it was something small, I never forget it. Why? Because I'm trying to give you all the same glory and praise they would give God. I got to give the people that help me. That's it. Because it's just us. That's how you gotta be, though. It's overcorrection when it comes to thanking people. I be overcorrecting that shit. Shit, motherfucker help me, they might get a free meal. Hey man, you good? Y'all need something? Holler at me. Call me, nigga. Shit. But that's how you gotta be. Gotta show your gratitude to others and not God. Fuck God. God ain't do shit. Hell. These little pennies on the dollar we making, you know what I'm saying? You go to work, get your check, and you out the kindness of your heart, you took that money you made to help somebody else. Bro, that shit right there make the world go round, nigga. Cause in a world full of stingy motherfuckers, that's one thing I am not. I ain't never been no stingy motherfucker. I'll get nigga to shut off my back. Facts, nigga. I ain't never been stingy. You can say Barbie cursing and whatever. You can call me a demon, but you can't call me stingy. Can't call me stingy. Hell no. I be, I ain't, like, them sitcoms got niggas food, all that fighting and bickering with your family members growing. Hell no, nigga. Hell, that was never me. Hell no. I used to sit my brothers and sisters down and talk to them hours on end about I'm a fucking teenager in middle school. Then they in elementary school. I'm telling them about this shit. Like when you get up here to this age, this was gonna be happening up here. Nigga, I wasn't fighting and arguing with my brothers and sisters growing up. Hell no. I feel like to this day, I feel like I raised them niggas. I wasn't arguing all that. I'm telling mom, man, hell no, nigga. That's movies and TV shows. Niggas do not do that shit for real life. Hell no. It's always, I still tell my brothers shit now, man, call me. Y'all need something, call me, holler at me. Holler at big brother. But, we all grown now, so they don't really call like that. But I be like, call me, nigga. Because I'm the type of friend or family member, you got to call me, because if I call you, because I know I'm gonna come through for you. You got to at least do something, because if I initiate all the contact with you, I know that if you call me, I'm coming. You got to at least call me first so I can know that you thought about me and I ain't had to call, like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like I've always been like, I am a real friend to people who I'm friends with. Like I'm a real, like in real life, like I put money to the side for my niggas. You know what I'm saying? A nigga call me. I used to tell for bro, do not call me because I'm coming. And we gonna shake all this shit down. Don't call me. If you get into it with somebody, do not call me because I'm coming. And I'm gonna be madder than you was, Nick. Damn, hold up, boy. He just said, no, pull up, holler at me. Yeah, we get down. What, nigga? Yeah. I mean, a friend of mine got into it. Y'all, man, let me just be quiet. Just know, man, hey. Man, niggas really don't call me. I'm whooping everybody. A lot of people can't really, fight for real. So they don't understand. Like, I will beat these niggas up, bro. Don't call me, gang, because I'm come put hands on niggas. We ain't doing no talking. We smacking everybody. But that's like some other shit. But yeah, like I used to just be like, I was, man, when if my friends had a problem, nigga, I would go and look into what the fuck the answer is. So when they call me again, I had an answer type shit. That's type of nigga I am. You gotta call me first, gang, because I know that's how I am. I can't, I'll fuck around and get used if I'm doing all the, let's go out. You know what I'm saying? I can't, nah. You gotta call me first, cause I would tell folks, bro, like I really have your best interest in my head. Like, I actually think about, I don't really hang with a lot of people in real life now, but like I actually, when I did, like I would actually have people on my mind, like, bro, that's my dog. Like, bro, I just called to check up on you, straight type shit. Oh God. I got one friend in real life, like, that I would talk to on a day-to-day basis every day. Me and bro be on the phone all day. I might call that nigga, I don't even want shit. Just check up on him. But, so I've always been like a close, like I'd be close with my people type shit. Like, I know I don't know a lot of y'all in real life type shit, but if we actually was like proximity, nigga, we be on the man. That should be so live though. But you gotta have real niggas in your corner though. Cause I'm the type of person, like, I used to tell my brother, like, you can't let everybody get in your ear and criticize you, because if they not the same person that's there when you're doing good, they can't tell you when you're doing wrong. Like, hell no, don't only come around and fuss at me and tell me the negative shit, and then when I'm doing good and I'm on my grind, ain't nobody complimenting me, ain't nobody singing my praises, nigga. I used to tell my nigga, bro, I'm genuinely proud of what you did, because most niggas can't do that shit. Most niggas ain't doing that shit, and you did it, gang. That shit fire, nigga. I had a friend of mine, that nigga worked, saved up all his money, and got him a nice ass car. I used to tell that nigga, man, bro, that shit is so fucking fire, bro. I'm proud of that shit you did, nigga. I would tell him shit like that because I'm the same person who they would come to when, man, I ain't gonna lie, boy, I did some fucked up shit. Well, you probably shouldn't did that. But I would tell people, like, people don't get to tell you like the negative stuff that don't tell you the positive stuff, because now they just waiting on you to, it feel like they just waiting on you to fuck up so they can yell at you and shit. You got to be able to tell people when they doing good too. That's why you got to compliment people, tell people when they doing a good job. If you know what I'm saying, if you rock with what they do, you got to let them know, because as soon as something bad happen or whatever, if they come to you when it's bad, you got to go to them when it's good and sing their praises and cheer them on and be their fan, nigga. Hell yeah. That's how you got to be. But a lot of people don't know how to do that for real. It sounds good, but you got to know how to do that shit, so it don't come off as, oh, you waiting on me to, fuck up type shit. But this type of friend I am. So I would always tell folks, bro, just call me. Cause when I was the one that would call people first, man, hell no. Hell no. You gotta call me, nigga. Holler at me. Be my friend, cause I know how to be friends with people. A lot of folks don't know how to do that shit back. So I'll be like, hell no, nigga. But that's the type of person I am. And so when you got a God that ain't like that, man, hell no, you got me fucked up, nigga. You got me fucked up. I say, hell no. Can't do it.
Yeah, and then God over top of all these people that do exist that are like that. Fucking here.
What? Man, hell no, nigga. Niggas, it's easy to believe in God when you don't hold God to no standard. You can believe in what the fuck you want to believe, nigga. You can't believe in the flying spaghetti monster if your requirement is for the flying spaghetti monster to come down and watch over you as you walk your kids to school. You can't believe in the flying spaghetti monster then, nigga. But when you don't require shit, you'll believe in anything. That's niggas' problem. That's our problem. We're okay with getting shit in return. You talk about getting something from God. These niggas look at you like you said something crazy. Meanwhile, the motherfucking Jews wrestled with the nigga. What? He wasn't even their God. Man, look. This is why I study history, because this internal critique shit, you will have niggas up here talking about they would unallow their children if God told them to. Man, hell no. I can't be dealing with that. Listening to that shit, I had to go to give me some dates. Well, in 1452, the doom of, because I ain't got time to be up here listening to niggas talking about. No, the lady earlier, she said, I asked her, is it God's plan for those children to get pew-pew when the school shooter? She said, yeah, it's written, bitch. Go on about your business. I ain't got time for that. Die. That shit crazy. But it's probably like, man, the type of shit you gotta accept and say and believe in God is crazy. That shit crazy. But
that last dude was proof that it worked. It's literally designed to build slaves, and he literally just said, "Yeah, I'm a slave. I don't require nothing. You ain't got to give me nothing, and I'm gonna work for you. And when you mistreat me, it's cool. I'm just gonna pray about it."
Easy fucking money. That's how they get you. That shit sad though, bro. That shit really. That shit sad. Because it teaches people to be okay with their lot in life.
Yeah.
No, bro, ain't nothing wrong with wanting finer things. Ain't nothing wrong with asking your God. Because if God ain't gonna help you and you got to do the shit anyway, then believe in yours. Well, if you don't believe in God, what do you believe in? The motherfucker that's gonna do it.
Exactly.
Who else gonna feed these motherfucking kids if we don't do it?
Why you asking for daily bread when you owe the whole loaf?
Come on, bro. That's exactly what that's about. How the fuck you asking for a piece of this shit and you making the bread? That shit wild. Yeah, no. And then it's like, fuck the motherfucking. I ain't even talking about like money. I'm not talking about everybody got to be rich and have a Gucci sweatsuit and a gold toilet. That's not what I just said. I'm just saying, like, damn, if the humans are corrupt, what are we guaranteed despite corruption from God? Nothing.
Right.
Nothing at all. God damn. What am I guaranteed despite human corruption? Nothing.
And Bar, if you can't protect my human body, what the fuck would I believe you could protect the soul if I had one?
Then you find out, oh, they rebelling and going to war in heaven. Well, what the? Hey, man, y'all got it. Y'all got it, twin. Y'all got it. That's why I tell niggas, heaven and hell is made up. That shit not real. That shit is made up.
Illogical, stupid.
I'm gonna do a live. We're gonna do a whole live about who the fuck Lucifer really was. We're gonna do a whole live about who Lucifer was. Because you ask a person, what's Satan's name? Everybody gonna say Lucifer. That was a real person. They put that nigga's name in the Bible when they wrote the Latin Vulgate because he was arguing with Saint Jerome. How can you say bruh? Well, if his name ain't Lucifer, what's his name then? Well, Satan means adversary, dumbass. It's not an actual person. It's just that's what they would call any adversary. Call him Satan. So now you niggas believe that there's a red man with horns and a fucking trident. What that thing called that the Aquaman uses? Trident.
Trident.
Yeah. Crazy.
Pitchfork.
Pitchfork. You think it's a red demon with a pitchfork and a tail waiting on you after you die because you're stupid. And then they get on stage and talk about some the laws of logic demonstrate God is real. What?
I had this dumbass conversation on Dugal's live last night, and I cut the dude off and I said, when you get done with this explanation, is this going to lead to your God? Oh no, I just got to set the foundation there can be a God. I said, why we need to talk about a God when you got your belief in your God from this book and from a church? We don't need to talk about how there could be a God. Let's talk specifically.
Because if you say a God is real, which one? If you say, well, it has to be the creator of the universe, which one? Well, it has to be the supreme being, which one? Everybody has one of those. Which one are you talking about? That's why I tell niggas, what is your God's name? I need to know who I'm talking about. Give me the name first. You give me the name, we can skip all the other shit. Because even if you believe in a God, it can't be the made up ones. Uh-oh. Well, what do you do when all the gods are made up? Because every god that humans worship have a name. Every single god that humans have worshiped, they have names and they can be traced back. Those gods are made up. So which God is real then? Which God are you talking about that's real? Well, I'm just talking about the concept of God. The concept of God is created by humans.
Exactly.
So,
which is what every God is human, has human attributes than a motherfucker. They got emotions, they reason, they get upset. Come on now.
and then they skip 13 billion years and jump to we were created by who? And we weren't even thought of. Nigga, if you don't shut the fuck up.
And what value does the information about how we got here, what value does that piece of information hold?
Now what does it do?
Exactly. What does it change? What does it prove? Okay, you know how you got here. Did that mean you don't got to pay rent no more? Did that mean babies ain't starving no more?
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about? The best you could do is now I can tell you specifically who to blame.
Yeah. And you know, this conversation would be so different if everybody would just, well, we can't do it because it's too late. It's too late for everybody to just let bygones be bygones and respect everybody's culture. It's too late for that. We can't do it. Because they done deleted so many people off the face of the planet. They done demonized so many different cultures. We can't even let bygones be bygones. Now we gotta attack your Abrahamic religion because you done demonized everybody's cultures for so long. You don't know. We ain't going back to normal, nigga. It's smoke for y'all.
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. We at the 50K mark. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let me see what my gift goal look. Oh, we hit the rose goal. I ain't even noticed. That's good. We hit the rose goal earlier, so it reset. We hit the hat goal earlier. Reset that. Yeah. Support the live. Get a heart meet. Get a rose. Get you a hat if you can. And the little claw is just if somebody's inclined. You don't got to though. It's only about the heart meet and the rose. Is like the least that you could do. The rest of that shit is just extra to support the kind of platform and shit. But yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to preach, unity and love inside of these frameworks. That shit hard. I don't think you can do it. I don't think that, I think we should be anti-religion. So many people say they say they see the good in religion. What good? What good comes out of religions? Because I can't think of nothing. Name a problem they solved that they did not cause. Name something. Name one problem the Abrahamic religions are solving that they did not cause in the first place. Name something. Or they building schools in Africa and they're teaching a Eurocentric education. Or they building hospitals in places that they turned into a fucking war zone. What we talking about? Name a place, name a region in Africa that's in turmoil right now that's not due to Christians, Muslims, and Judaism. Name something. Name something. Name a region in Africa that's in conflict or war right now that's not a cause of Christians, Muslims, or Judaism. Name something. Name something. Name anywhere in the Middle East that's not at turmoil. Excuse me. Name something that they're not fighting over these. The chosen, the promised land, the end times, all that shit, the Armageddon, bruh. All that shit is, if it's not biblical, is Christendom. And I try to make it as simple as possible. You see, Islam can't be true because Christianity is not true, and Christianity can't be true because Judaism is false. That's the simplest way they can't be true. You might as well put it down now because it's not true because of that region. Because of that reason, it's not true. And Abrahamic religion can't be true if Abraham didn't exist. Just go and let it go. Because what are you even talking about? There was no Passover. That's fiction. Because there wasn't no Exodus. You can't get the Passover without the... Man, listen. They say the Israelites worship Yahweh and then they strayed away. And then they had to go back to worship Yahweh. That's not true. If the conquest of Canaan did not happen, that story is not true. Because the whole point was, them being told to go back and take it back. Can't be true. Bruh, I would literally argue that we don't know who wrote a single book of that Bible. Like you do not know a single author of these 88, 86, whatever, 66 books. You don't know a single author. I ain't talking about tradition. I'm talking about how do we know this person actually wrote that? How do we know that? We're supposed to base our lives on a book where we don't know a single author of any chapter. In no other circumstance would that be a credible piece of literature. No, nigga. Could you imagine a book that has no fucking author and we supposed to debate and argue over it and we don't even know who wrote this shit down? Man, look.
Right.
Because the Gospels are the New Testament, that shit, the 4 Gospels are anonymous and half of Paul's letters were not written by the same person. So that means 7 letters were written by the same person. We don't know who that is. And then 6 of them are forgeries. And then the Gospels are anonymous throughout the whole New Testament. We don't even know who wrote the shit. Well, the Old Testament, you don't know who wrote a single fucking book. None of the shit they wrote down is contemporary to the time that they talking about. Everything is written after the fact. You gotta throw that out. Gotta let that go. So it's like, what we doing? And then you find out, well, nobody's born with a religion. If you took a newborn baby and you took care of it, and then, like, let's say you duct taped your fucking mouth shut, and it was just nature around them, and you fed them, you took care of them, and you rose them up in the ways of just a natural life. You get water from the clean water over here, and you scrub your clothes out over here. You eat these fruits, eat these vegetables. You exercise. You just go out and play, and you just don't say shit. Don't say shit about no gods, no religion. They wouldn't know shit about God and religion. All this shit is taught. All this shit is taught. You have to be taught about a God or a religion. Pharaoh, how old are you? Did you know you up here? Pharaoh. Oh, you probably didn't know you requested. Pharaohic.
Oh, sorry about that, man. I had my microphone muted, man. How you doing today, man?
What's going on? How old are you?
56.
Me too.
That's what's up, man. What's going on, 56 brother? hey, we've been here a minute, man.
Man, listen. Man, we old heads got to stick together, you know.
Oh, man, you already know, man. They're attacking us crazy left and right because of the knowledge that we done gained over all these years.
I can't call it. I might spoil it, you know.
Real talk, man. Real talk, brother. Shit, that's what it is, man. But now your post caught my attention, man, because you talk about some pretty deep subject matter, man, and I like that, man, because we need to be reaching further. You know what I'm saying? And it's people seem like they're on the surface, man, but it's like rarely people go deep, man.
Right.
Hey, yo.
Right.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man.
Do you believe in God?
Absolutely, man. We have to, man. We got to, man. I mean, it's something that we share that no other race on this planet shares, man. Our unfathomable belief and that we know that there's something there, because nothing from nothing means nothing. You got to have something to start something. You see what I'm saying?
And what is your God's name?
I don't have one, man. I don't really have. We reference him by God, but a long time ago I stopped saying God was, the creator or supreme being or Yahweh or Elohim, all the names they've given him. I just know that there is something there. It may be an entity, deity. We gave names to that too, but it's a feeling that you just get when you know that there's something there. You can't say there's nothing there because it has to be something there. You see what I'm saying?
But what does your God do?
He controls everything. It, she, he, it. No one really knows what it truly is. It's just I think it's like more like an electrical just being that just exists, man. And if you get into the right loop and you start putting the right things out there, because there's laws in this universe. You do good, you may get rewarded with good. You do bad, that karmic thing might come around and get you. So once you start learning all these different laws, the universal laws, life starts to kind of smooth out for you, but you have to pass the test before you leave this place.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. So I'm just trying to be clear that you don't practice no religion.
If I did, I've read a lot of religions, but I never found one that
I'm asking you, do you practice any religions right now?
No, I'm non-denominational. I don't.
Non-denominational what?
Non-denominational, meaning I didn't never choose a religion. I've read just a lot of them.
Yeah, but you say you believe in God. God is a title.
Right, it's a title, but the name God came from. The name God came from the Vikings. His name used to be G-A-H-D-T. So when you read into the history, you'll know that if you look at the history of God, it was G-A-H-D-T. The Vikings came up with God, and then it turned into God. So that's why I said I don't call him any names, because you can't, because man has named him all these names. He has no name. It has no name. She has no. We don't really know.
Yes,
you ever heard that saying where they say the man that knows it all knows that he knows nothing at all?
This is y'all. No, we do know. That's why I need a name.
You're not listening.
Everybody's God. No, everybody's gods have names. You can't say you believe in a God, but you don't have a name.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't, because you just
you're still not. Okay. You're still not. I don't. I'm trying to get you to.
Do you believe?
I'm trying to get you to see. Well, I can't make you see it. I need your mind's eye to see it.
I already see it.
So now you know what I'm saying. When I'm saying,
are you talking? Because
this thing?
Hold on. Because we need to clarify, what do you mean when you're calling on God? Because you can't just say, well, I believe in God. And then I'm asking you, that don't, like, when you say you believe in God, that tells us nothing. We have to know.
You said no when I came on here. You said, "Do you believe in God?" I said, "Yes, absolutely. We have to believe."
I asked you which one.
There is no. That's why I told you I'm non-denominational.
There are thousands of gods. I have to know which one you're talking about.
There is no particular God that I actually pray to. No, that's you got.
You
wrong,
don't believe in God, then
you're still not understanding the reference of God. Most people know that God is like a creator, right?
Which creator? There's thousands of creator gods.
You're still not listening to what I'm saying.
No,
I said the
you're not listening
reference of
to
people. The reference of people when they say God, the first thing we think about is this great thing that created everything, right?
People who don't know history, that's what they do. When you understand cultural anthropology, you understand that different groups of people are talking about a different deity. That's why I'm asking you for a name.
That you're still not getting it, man. You have to get a theological degree. Once you get a theological degree and you study all these different religions.
Oh, stop. The real Pharaoh is speaking, imposter. I find it ironic that you're running around host question when there is specifics to this. Each and every culture throughout history has a creator deity. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the Theoi, who is Oranos? Are you talking about Kemeticism, where it is Heb? Are you talking about the Aztec culture? Are you talking about the Incan culture? Are you talking about Krishna? Are you talking about the Asir? Which creator deity are you referencing? Because there are a multitude and they're
Okay. Let me break this down to you in layman terms, a little bit simpler. I do not be.
Listen here. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to mansplain shit to me. And I'm not even an atheist, so let's get that fucking clear. We ask for specifics. There are plenty of people who believe in a creator deity that is based on the biblical God. I don't need your layman bullshit. We need a fucking name. Is it from the Negeru? Is it from the Theoi? Is it from the Asir? Is it from the Gaelic? Which deity are we talking about? What did you go up on?
You still don't understand, do you? When I got on this here thing, he asked me if I believed in God. I told him, yes, I believe in God. The God that most people reference, most people that have any type of biblical intelligence or have read multiple
the biblical God.
religions.
Stop. The biblical God. Thank you for proving my point. This is why we ask the questions that we ask, because you guys are too chicken shit to stand 10 toes down with your barbaric deity that you create a whole new one. That's why we ask these questions.
Okay, you really need to go ahead and try to read a little bit more on theology so you can study more.
Pumpkin.
You telling her to read more? That's fucking crazy. She got a fucking library in her house. You're the one
also
that
have a
needs to
degree
read
in
more.
ancient history and philosophy, not to mention I am polytheist. I believe in the gods of my ancestors because I am a Greco-Egyptian woman.
That's your belief, ma'am. I don't want you.
It's
don't
not
try
the
to push
belief.
your belief on me.
We could believe
I would
in
never try to
degrees
push
now.
my belief on you.
Shut up.
Yeah, please.
I was talking about degrees and this motherfucker. So we have to believe in degrees now?
That I would never try to push my belief.
Please, because you don't know. Just be quiet for me.
Know and understand that I would never try to push my belief.
No one understand. I wasn't talking about beliefs in that moment, Pumpkin. I was talking about what I degree
don't call me
in
Pumpkin,
and what I am. Pumpkin. Breezy, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. So Pharaoh, here's the problem. When you do what you're doing and you try to divorce the God concept from the culture that it came from, you allow other people to smuggle their God into the conversation. That's why we have to be specific. Because if we take a survey and say, do you believe in God? You're going to check yeah, and you're going to be counted with all the Christian nationalists who believe that in God. So we have to be more specific when we have these conversations. That's what we're getting at.
Jesus, man.
Right. But check this out. This is what you're not understanding, man. I can't allow you to actually guide my voice or my diction. So when he asked me if I believed in God, and I'm trying to make this point, I said, yes, I do. But the God that I'm believing in is the God that I believe every Christian believes in. That's you guys' reference to what you believe God is. So when I tell you that I believe in God, of course I believe in God. I don't have a specific God that I believe in. Now, do you understand what I'm saying, or can I break it down simpler than that?
Hold on, Hanji, I get it. So are you polytheistic?
No, I'm not polytheistic. I don't believe in multiple gods.
Okay.
I just want to make sure you understand. He just gave us the answer, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
He did. It's a biblical God.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that you're trying to take the God out from the Bible, who is named in the Bible, and have it be God, but not carry the name that it has in the Bible. Like, that's what I'm saying.
You got it. Thank God, man. You got it, bro. See, that's what I'm saying right there.
But here's why.
This is what you don't understand. You said it yourself. You just said they named God. What about the Elohim? What about the Yahweh? What about all the names he's been given? So all I'm telling you is that I don't believe in a specific God, but I know that there is something there that I have not put a name on it yet, because it's more powerful than all the names that you all gave it.
More powerful. It's literally based on these other deities. Go ahead, Breezy.
So how do you know
if you can't get that deep, then I don't know what to say to you. I don't remain on the surface.
You were saying, Breezy.
So how do you know that God? Because the God, like I said, what you agreed to is you're taking the God out of the Bible and separating from the Bible, right? But you only know that God because of the Bible. So
no, that's not it. I know God also through the Bhagavad Gita, through Krishna. You know, I've studied hieroglyphics. I've studied the Egyptian Book of the Dead and the Dead Sea Scrolls.
So I'm saying
humans, ever since the beginning of time, have had to have something to believe in. So they created things to believe in. All I'm trying to tell you is the God that I believe in, the one that you all call God, is greater than all of that. It has no name.
Humans were also atheists back then too. Your point?
So
it's not being an atheist.
So what you just said,
an atheist only.
See, this is how I know you're not fucking listening. Go ahead, Breezy, because he's already giving me a fucking all day.
So you just said you believe in the God through Krishna. You believe it's the God out of the Bible. So now you're talking about those are different gods with different belief systems, different attributes, different behaviors. So are you saying that basically because they created a God, you can now just take from those books and create your own God?
You can take from those different books and realize that each and every person that created their gods had to create their gods to have something to believe in. Now, what I believe in, can't I do the same thing that they did? Can't I just have a being, some type of I don't know what it is. Can't I just believe in that and not give it a name? Is there something wrong with that? Is that illegal?
Well, no, it's not illegal.
It's not illegal, but it's kind of wrong.
The question is,
how is it wrong? If I don't want to give whatever it is a name.
It's erasing cultures.
No, it's
morphing them into
something. It's believing in something you can't.
Oh my gods, I love how you don't overtalk the men with fucking penises, but the moment a pussy speaks, you have something to say. Crazy work.
Crazy work, man.
Anyways, it is cultural erasure because it is morphing deities, just like Christianity did, from other cultures into one, with a new title, a new way of belief, a new way of worship. That is why it's an issue.
He's explaining.
Oh, no.
My
Tell me what's wrong with that.
By the grace of Amun, I hope he gives me mercy, because you're really starting to piss me off.
That's good, because you know why you're getting pissed off? It's because
don't do that. But listen, you asked what's wrong with that. Did you hear what she said?
Of course, but it didn't make any sense.
Okay, what did she say?
Why didn't it make sense?
Because she's talking non-intelligent gibberish.
No. What did she say? Tell me what she said. Because I heard exactly what she said 3 times. I can't believe she was explaining it still when I came back. But she actually, I know exactly what she said. She said cultural erasure. Do you know what that is? You probably know how to work the mute button. Anyway, so what's wrong with it is if you are talking, like what Breezy said, that's why I was sending the claps. If you're talking about the God of the Torah, just say that. Stop making this bigger than what it has to be. You're talking about fucking El. I mean, if you're talking about Yahweh.
Bro, man, I don't see how I can't wrap this around y'all head, man. It's so simple, the term.
Because, okay.
I don't think y'all are getting it.
We are getting it. We speak to people every fucking day, and they have different.
Yeah, but maybe you've never spoke to someone like me. I don't know, man. But it's so simple how I tried to break it down.
Just hold on.
It's so simple how I tried to break it down, and y'all still not.
So the word God is a title that is being used for every.
Right.
The word God is a title.
Mute one more time, I'm going to fucking drop you. I swear.
The word God is a title that is being used for the universe, consciousness, love, and it's being used for the supernatural beings that people have created. I have to know, out of the thousands of things you could be talking about when you're saying the word God, make it as specific as possible so we don't confuse you with other groups. Because if you're talking about if you're talking about Yahweh, just say Yahweh. If you're talking about, that's why Hanji was going through the line of asking you, which deity are you talking about? Because the word God is being used incorrectly by so many different people. We need more clarifying information. That's all we're trying to ask you.
But what he's saying is he can just take pieces of whatever religions he studied and create a God. And that does not make it real. So if you want to be a colonizer, because that's what you're doing, when you take aspects of other gods and create your own, you're stealing from other cultures. Yeah, I know you don't
How's that
see
for
it that
layman
way.
terms, bitch?
I know you don't see it that way, but that is what you are doing, and that's what these Abrahamic religions are based on, and they are harmful.
Because
all right, you done?
Go ahead. Yeah. Now we're done. Go ahead.
All right, man. So let me try to see if I could, on a psychological level, I do understand what y'all mean by God. I do understand, what you're saying. What I'm trying to, I know what you mean by cultural erasure. I know what she was saying, but what I'm trying to say is, why can't I, being a studier of religions, say that all of those religions I know were put there so that people could have something to believe in? I know that. So why can't I, just knowing that I've read all those religions, say I believe in something greater than all of those? And that's it.
And what I'm telling you is,
Because you needed those as the blueprint to create the new fucking God. Malaka.
You're still not getting it. I never created another God.
What I'm saying,
you're calling it God again. I didn't give it that.
So what are you calling it? You said God, so now you're saying something different. What are you calling it?
Such a difficult. They're being difficult.
Man, it's. Boy, I tell you, I can't believe that y'all can't wrap y'all head around a psychological understanding that we don't have to give it a name. Why do we put labels on things?
What is the it? That's the problem. How can you describe?
That's what I'm saying. What is it? You tell me, because I can't tell you what it is. I just know that we're talking right now. It is allowing us to do this. It created the vocal cords in your throat and mine, so we could communicate. What is that thing? That's what I'm saying.
There is no that thing. That's the thing. All these religions are made up. So whatever you take from the religions,
I hate to stretch your imagination like this, man. But I hope I helped you. All I'm saying is we don't have to give it a name, bro. We don't know.
There's no it. That's what the point of the conversation is. There is no it. You can.
What's okay? So what do you call it?
There is no
Why
it.
would I call it anything when I just told you there's no it? What are you saying?
Oh, so you don't believe? Oh, so you don't believe in God at all?
Absolutely not. It's
okay. I got you.
You said
Nah, I see now. Okay.
That you know that the word God was made up.
You literally said you know.
You said that. So why would you turn around and then believe in something that you know is made up?
You're still not understanding. When I said the reference point that most people use to understand this universe, they say God. Is that's what they say. Right?
What do you say?
That's what I'm telling you. I don't have a name for it, so I have to give it the same reference you give it, God, so you understand what I'm saying. How can I communicate something that has no name?
Describe it.
Yeah.
Describe it.
Describe it?
Mm-hmm.
It's this thing, whatever this stuff is I'm breathing right now, this air. I can't see it, but I know it's there. That's kind of how whatever the power is, you just know. You got to know, man. You reach a certain level of mastery where you just know. And after you've gone through so many things in your life, divine, divinities, angels, you speak to all these different beings, and they even tell you.
So you're basically a Christian.
I used to be.
You still are.
No, I'm saying.
Do you believe in heaven and hell?
Huh?
Do you believe in heaven and hell?
No.
But you
I figured that out a long time ago.
So you believe in angels and demons, but not heaven and hell.
Heaven and hell is a little different than angels and demons.
Where do angels and demons come from?
Well, in the Christian theology, angels and demons actually came from God.
What about in your theology?
My theology, I don't have a single theology. I told you I've read multiple religions. So
you're avoiding the question.
See,
You're avoiding the question. Where does
and there's nothing wrong with reading. Reading is fundamental. Come on, y'all.
Stay here. Where?
Why would you not read multiple religions? Why would you not want to know all the different?
We ain't moving. Where do the angels and the demons come from in your theology?
You're still not getting it, buddy. I told you I used to be Christian. I said I used to be Christian.
But you said you believe in angels and demons just now when he asked you.
Angels and demons, yes, I do believe. I think we have.
Where do they
guides.
come
They call
from?
them angels, demons, but I call them spiritual guides.
You just called them. I'm done.
He said something about heaven and hell. I told him angels and demons and heaven and hell are different. Y'all need to follow. If I talk too fast, man, and your mind can't catch up with that speed, I'll slow down a little bit.
No, you're just a fucking dumbass. Go away. Wasting our fucking time. Don't worry about it. Because fucking imagine. But yet I'm the one being incoherent and spewing nothing? Yeah, okay.
I think he said when you reach a certain level of mastery, bro.
Mastery of what?
Oh God.
It controls everything. Well, what is it?
Angels and demons, you know.
It is.
Who created the angels and demons? Where they come from? They came from God. Okay, I was gonna ask him where is God at? Like I was gonna ask him like, well, where did I couldn't, man. It don't even make fucking sense. He's basically a Christian. Just say that, bro.
Yeah, trying to take the God out the book.
Yeah.
Just say you don't read your Bible, so you don't really know, so you got to make up some shit.
Niggas be goofy, bro. Shit, wow.
He literally said, hopefully I've stretched your imagination. Nigga, I'm not trying to imagine nothing.
That's the problem. Yeah. You're trying to be so metaphysical and abstract, you can't answer a simple yes or no or regular question.
You too imaginative. That's your damn problem.
Because God is air.
We don't know. What did he say? We just know air is there. Like, how, just tell us you dumb without telling us you dumb.
Well.
And I love how he kept bringing up, I studied these religions, but yet he didn't understand any of the gods or their actual names pantheistically that I was giving him.
Yeah. Yeah, they went over his head. And if you believe in Krishna and you believe in the God of the Bible, sir, you're a polytheist.
Literally.
Do you know you up here, Mr. Manifester? I got you. You probably don't know he up here. Well, that might be all for now, folks.
Manifestors, he didn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I figured you ain't request on purpose, but yeah. It's been 3 hours, so it's time. You good. Well, that's all. That's it. YouTube, I appreciate y'all.